Sorry, baby, but mommy's my tailbone was kind of going to sleep. Ow. Come on. Come on back up. Hello, baby. Hello. What's up? I didn't think so. Kalika's growling at the hallway again. There! See? I'm sorry, honey. I just thought you were feeling too crappy. And you couldn't come on. So that's why I ended the other one earlier. But we can talk freely at least because Chris isn't here. Yay! I had to jump up and down and do the jig or something. I'm just munching on some of my peanut butter. Because Mr. Dumbass has been so fucking busy lately doing other shit. We have no milk in the house. We have no pop. We have probably very little breakfast foods. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just, my hair's sticking up as usual, but, whatever. It's hair. Yeah, I'm okay. But as you can tell, my voice is sounds a little weird, a little off. So I don't know if I hope I'm not like coming down with a freaking cold or something again. But I imagine it's possible because I did talk, I think, earlier on the other live stream about I woke up freezing at one point. It was like the first time I woke up when I spent the night over there the other night, Sunday night. It was free. I woke up freezing, but then I had been wearing my blonde wig all day. I had a wig cap on. My hair was still wet. So, yeah. If I am, sweetie, most likely it's just like a little cold, hopefully that'll quickly pass because I think it might have something to do with me waking up freezing because after I took my, the wig cap off, which kind of came off by itself, I think, or it came off quite easily because it was a new one, fresh out of the package. So it had good, it had good elastic to it. But it actually ended up giving me a headache throughout the day. So when I was done for the day and I went upstairs to my room for the night or whatever, that's when I took it off. And then my hair fell down over my shoulders, Thank you for blessing me. And, my hair was still wet. So I'm thinking, if anything, because the room was kind of cold, I didn't have the heat on very much. My mom suggested, but she doesn't know how open that room is up there in the attic like you do because you were up there, right? She doesn't know how open it is up there. So I tried explaining it to her, and I know for a fact that because it's so open up there And because the house is so drafty, I had to literally turn the heater up full blast. Just, I think it was 6 was like the highest you could put it on. And I left it on that. And then I was fine. The room stayed comfortably warm. I talked to the spirits and I said, guys, I'm sorry, but it's midnight. I'm really tired. I had to get up the next morning to come over and get dumbass because he was going to go over and to his cousins and work on her computer. So I had to come and get him, and then he dropped me off, and then he went up there. So, while he was gone and this and that, I did not expect him to be back as early as, by the time I noticed, it was like going on 7 or something, I think, our time, that Chris decided to, or he got done or couldn't finish it, or he did finish it. I'm not sure. His cousin Deb, I've met her and her mom, because, they live together in this place behind Eastland. Both really great ladies, real sweethearts. They're real nice. And they love it when I come with Chris, because it's one of the few times that they get to see me themselves. They don't exactly come over here to visit, so, but that's okay. I understand, and Deb don't drive. So I don't think they even so much as have a car. I don't know. But, so I, at one point, had gone upstairs. I think it was around like 5 or something like that. And I was up there a little over an hour. Came downstairs, and I think I'm pretty sure it was after 6, or I know it was going on 7. And there was Chris sitting on the love seat, and I kind of jumped and went, oh shit, because I didn't expect him there. But he came. We had pizza, and then we pretty much left, came home. Well, this dumbass had a dumbass attack, apparently, when he was at his cousin's yesterday. And he's like, I couldn't do it, blah, blah, blah. And then I got almost all the way home and realized I had my laptop the entire time. I could have done it from there. And just, dumbass attack. So now he has to go back up there again today to finish what he started. He said it would not boot. He tried to, or no, it wasn't that. It was something else. Oh, I know what it was. He said the reason why he decided to come by Mom's when he did last night, before we came home and everything, was because he had told Steffi that he was gonna try and fix her computer, her laptop, and see if he could. And, and he wasn't able to. He said it won't boot from his flash drive, his new one that he got from Circuit City or Micro Center or whatever. So the lid ended up popping off, and it slid across the floor because it was yellow. I couldn't see it. I looked right down at it, and I could not see it on that floor. But he saw it, picked it back up, put it back on there. So he gave up on Steffi's, and he got all mad and pouty. He was funny as hell because he couldn't fix it. Yeah. So, but I couldn't, he couldn't fix it. So he was all upset over that. And oh crap, I'm knocking the mouse down again. Get up here. So he's back up there again today, and we're getting low on gas again. I was thinking for an idea for content for you, Wood, about doing some witch lessons, as I'd love to learn more. Absolutely. Absolutely. And yes, you are right. That's how I know you're my daughter. That is something that I have been thinking of, for a long time now myself. I have played around with a couple of things. I'm sorry if it seems like I'm getting loud. I don't know why I'm getting so loud. I guess I'm not sure like how well you can hear me, on the other end there. So I tend to talk loud because I want to make sure. But, here I got mine full volume up. And interestingly enough, get this, I just watched a little bit ago, I watched a Wolf Paranormal live stream that I had totally forgotten I was present for. And when the live stream was going on, because this was like, it was from a while back. This was all the way, it was the day before Halloween. So we're talking October 30th. Okay. So I started watching it through, and then she's like, hey, Janet. And there was one other lady on there named Linda. But I'm like, okay, Janet, that doesn't necessarily mean she's talking to you, because there's a lot of Janets in the world. She may have other people she knows, which their name's also Janet. So if two Janets get on a live stream in the future, I'll tell them, call me Janelle, just so we can differentiate the Janet from me. You know what I mean? Or the Janelle from me. Like, I'm Janet, but there's another Janet, so let's go with Janelle. I'm sure she would be okay with that. But then the more she kept talking, and I was like, oh my God, that is the one that I was present for. Oh my God, wow. Because I mentioned in the chat, apparently during that I told Colin about Moonville Tunnel. And she's like, okay. She's like, well, good for you, And her and Shay and Paul were all there. They were talking about going to this place called Standard, which I guess is it's in their area somewhere, but it's another cemetery. And people have sworn, like, it's like it doesn't matter if you go during the day, it doesn't matter if you go at night. That place is evil. It's full of evil. It reeks evil. So they're going to try to go. I don't know if they ever made it. I want to learn so badly, since coming over and being around it more, I feel like I'm being pulled towards it more. Well, yeah, of course. That's how it kind of happened for me. But, the best way I can describe it is from a very young age, probably, let me be realistic here, because I don't think I was quite doing it under the age of 13. I don't really remember clearly. But I felt pulled, I felt pulled, like, from a really young age, like before teens, possibly even, because I do remember going to school. I do remember finding public libraries that at the time were fairly close to where we lived. So it was nothing for me to go to the library, right? So yeah, I'm trying to think here. Because one of the things that I have played around with, as far as the teaching part, is I would be on here and I would literally read from, my Wicca book. And, because I'm not sure exactly how to start it, I try to envision myself literally in a classroom with a chalkboard and some students there. So I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of how to start, I guess. Because I was like, okay, what do I say? How do I say it? What general area do I begin with? So you'll have to bear with me here as I'm trying to sort this out and figure out, because this is a new way. This is a new approach. So as long as you think it well out a little bit, then you should be okay. I should be okay. But I'll try not to lose you or confuse you. I guess probably the simplest to start with is energy play, really, because energy play is simply, learning to feel your own energy, like coming from your body. And how I do it particularly is I'll just go like this and just hold my hands like about this far apart. And then after usually a few seconds, like I'm already feeling it. It could be as much as a few seconds. It could be a few minutes. But you will feel like first, you'll feel a tingling. You'll feel a tingling sensation. And then, oh my God. And then you feel the resistance. Like I'm feeling the resistance. Like I literally feel there is something tangible here. It feels like an orb style. It's like it's spherical. And it's kind of like pressing gently against my palms. Yeah, it's there. So when you get that feeling and sensation, okay, that is the energy of all of us. That is the energy of life. That is the energy that you learn to manipulate and control once you get familiar with what it feels like how to be able to tell when you're feeling it or if you're not feeling it, because there's going to be days, no way of knowing when or how, because it's going to probably be random for a lot of us, that your energy sensation is going to be stronger. And then there's going to be other times when it's going to be weaker. So during the times when it's weaker, that just simply means that, you could be going through, like, I don't know, you could be having a bad day. You could be, you could have a lot of like negative energy around you and not even realize it. And if you're sick, when you're not feeling good, then yeah, your energy levels most likely are going to be lower. So like some standard stuff I can think of. Oops, sorry, Kalikan, honey, you need to lay down. If you're going to be up here, you got to lay down, please. Lay down. Lay down. Come on, there you go. Yes, there you go. See, that's her ear right there. Get your ear, get your ear. There's your other ear, get your other ear. She's like, Mom, leave me alone. You're the one that got up here. So when you're sick, don't try to do magic. Don't try to do, once you get to that point, okay? Don't try to do magic. Don't try to do rituals and stuff like that, because it takes a lot of energy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm allowed to mess with her a little bit, right? Because she drives me nuts enough. So I gotta, it's only right that I pay her a little nuts, make her a little nuts, payback, make her a little nuts. Like, Mom, quit, leave me alone, stop, or something silly. But you can't see it too well because it's of how it's made. But this lovely ensemble sweater that I'm wearing, it ties shut in the front. It's really high up, which I like. So like I like that it covers my boo-boos, my boobs, because that way I don't feel so exposed, like around guys and stuff and whatever. But especially sitting here at home, I try not to, put myself out there like, I'm sitting here like in the buff or some crap. Because I, how I feel about that, especially with Chris and all of his health problems. Anyway, this I got from the Motherful place. It's called Motherful, Mother and then Full or whatever. Actually, it's one word. I think it's either going to be this way. Whoops, wrong letter. It's either going to be this spelling, Motherful, or it could very well be this way. So it's either going to be together or like one word or a separate. You haven't seen the back of this, honey. You haven't seen, like, I've got this. I wish I could describe it. The back of it's really pretty. It's really somebody took their time when they made this. I don't know if it was machine made, handmade, but it's got this beautiful ruffly, like up in here, and the little part that ties shut, so it's like a little jacket, and it's long. In the back, I haven't really like felt back there or asked anybody how far down it goes, but it's long, like down the back side. And it's really pretty. It's picky though. So it must be made with, I don't know if it's wool or what, but as you can see, this one, I had to end up rolling up the sleeve because it was too long. Like, it hangs way down. I'll show you. It hangs way down over my hand. See, that's how far down it goes as opposed to this one. You see the difference? So I don't know if that was, somebody maybe had that arm was longer or something. But anyway, yeah, I really like it. But anyway, back to the witchy stuff. The main thing that I can think of to tell you is sometimes it's good to ask if you absolutely don't know where else to begin. It doesn't hurt to ask, what do you perceive magic to be? Not the stuff that you see on TV, that you see in movies. Similarities, yes. But do you actually see anybody in the Harry Potter series doing a spell? No, you do not, because they're not trying to go there because people could take it wrong. Imagine the crazed parents that would be like, oh, you're doing spells in this movie and that should never be allowed. And well, it depends on the spell. What are you so afraid of? I did find out that Mom and Jim both, being the muggles that they are, and I hate to say that because Mom, she is very much has the ability to be a witch. She chooses not to announce herself that way, but she has no problem with the psychic end of things. And I can tell when something's about to happen. I can make predictions, and she's usually pretty accurate. So, but magic is once you learn how the energy feels, then you start learning how to manipulate it, how to help it change its form, even play around with it. You could just, in your mind, this is imagination mostly, but in your mind, you could imagine a ball of light. You could imagine something heart-shaped. You can imagine a little unicorn if you want, but you're going to see it up here before you're going to see it anywhere. But then the stronger your visualization, like visualization, short version, you can close your eyes and you can see crystal clear as if your eyes were open. Like I would be able to see, even with my eyes closed, that, oh, okay, Kalika just moved a certain way and I saw the way she moved. I just saw a manifestation around me, even though I haven't. But you learn to close your eyes and be able to see, because you're seeing with your third eye. Third eye is very powerful. You can accomplish a lot when you learn to manipulate it, use it, open it, and things like that. So there's energy play. There is, learning the tools. Okay, I can list them for you. Crystal ball, sphere. I mean, if you can get a clear quartz one, all the better. But again, I don't know if they have those kind of shops there where you're at. But I'm pretty sure they don't. I mean, I've never heard of any in England, but maybe because you're there. You'd know better than me. I don't have my book handy either. I don't know where that copy even is, or if that's the very one that I have over at my mom's. How I can tell my original from the new one that I got with my kit is mine has Post-its in it and it's marking certain areas, but I think I took those out. So it's either around here and it might be in front of me in one of my crates, but I don't know. Kalika's on my lap. I can't move right now. But see, crystal ball, listen to me. Crystal ball. If you can't find a clear quartz, and there's I'll tell you one that would be absolutely stunning and beautiful to have, and that would be aquamarine. I've never seen one, but doesn't mean there ain't some out there, but you better believe those things are going to be expensive. Okay, there you go. Online, absolutely. You can shop and get your stuff online. Athame, which is your magic knife. Don't know if I can reach mine over here without dumping a bunch of stuff. And I'm trying not to move because I move the slightest little bit, she'll jump up, thinking that means she's got to get down. And this is my day for trying to, make up for all the time that I've been gone. I'm also waiting on some crystals to arrive that I've ordered. There you go. This is your typical athame. Now, if you're lucky enough and it has a sheath, great. If not, that, you can always have one made, or it's got a little metal hook on the back, so you can hook it on your waistband of your jeans or whatever, but be careful because you don't want it jumping off and then you lose it. It's double-edged. Okay, usually here you can run your fingers across it. It's not meant to be sharp, as in something you're going to cut with. And the tip, again, be careful. Don't jab yourself. But generally, athames are, for the most part, most witches perceive that they have to be double-sided like this. However, my belief is it don't necessarily have to be double-edged to be an athame. It can be made of bone. This entire knife is made of bone. And as you can see, it only has one signature side. There used to be a pointier tip on here, but the brown, see the burning? I was using it, messing with a candle or something. I don't know exactly, but the tip broke off. I had it for a while. I think I have since lost it. Because this is bone, this is my belief. Because this whole thing is made of bone, it wasn't that expensive. I got it from Azure Green, which I'll type that in for you so you can, like have the correct spelling. But something like bone can be just as powerful because all it's meant to do is store energy that you can use in the future to cast a protective circle. The athame, one of its most traditional, is casting the protective circle, at least in my mind, in my book, and my school of witchcraft. You every time you close a circle, you imagine the energy going back into the athame until it is needed again. That's how I do it. When I uncast the circle with my athame or my bone, athame, I always say, I now dissolve the circle around me or whatever. And I imagine, let the energy go back into the knife until it is needed again in the future. So that's just personally how I do it. There's your wand. Let me get my pink one here. Wand. This is a lovely little number that Maria got me from the Ohio Renaissance Festival, and she got herself a blue one. I think I've shown these on other live streams, if I'm not mistaken. I still have yet to use this as a circle casting and really start building up its power. So I need to start using this. Plus, I have my other two small wands. As you know, one of them is a bone wand, and it's maybe about that tall. The other is my crystal wand for, that has, it's a vessel for Uriel, the Archangel Uriel, which is my birth angel. So, but yeah, a wand is one of your tools. Athame, crystal ball, scrying mirror. If you can find a scrying mirror, it's going to be solid black. Sometimes people will actually take a crystal that is black, like obsidian or onyx or one of those guys. I think black tourmaline would be excellent because if there even is any out there that's black tourmaline, because they keep negative spirits away. So because the idea of scrying is where you're literally looking into the mirror and you will see pictures form, you will see images, you will see events unfold, you will see, different things that have happened. I mean, depending on what you're scrying for, you can see things from your past that happened. You can see things from into the future, possibly, but be warned because you might see something that scares the crap out of you or that you're not ready for mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. So then you suddenly get waylaid with it. And you're like, oh my God. And it freaks you out and stresses you. I don't want any of that. So scrying mirror, even if you can find a nice mirror at a local store, like a little handheld mirror, whatever feels right to you, something preferably flat that you can lay on a flat surface and be able to sit and look into it comfortably without hurting your neck, without hurting your body or anything like that. So make sure you're in a good, comfortable chair. You're in a good posture, because me bending my neck down like this for any length of time, really, it'll start hurting my neck. But, oh crap. And I'm itching again. So I'm just going over tools. Like I said, I'm just playing around here with like a different way to like give you some beginning understandings of magic, witchcraft, how it all works, how you get signed up is a weird term, but it's like I said, it's a choice. It's got to come from in here. And if it feels right in here, then you should be good. If it feels right in here, okay, but still, warrant caution. Don't like jump in, feet first and try to start doing a bunch of stuff before you're ready. But let's see. So athame, wand, scrying mirror, crystal ball, cauldron. bowline, which your bowline, I don't know if I can reach this one without disturbing Kalika and twisting myself into a pretzel to do it. I've got it over here beside me, but I'm at a weird angle. Good. So see, that's good. This, notice the handle is literally white. This is just an everyday utensil you could use, to cut toast or butter bread or whatever. This bowline, I have not yet consecrated it and officially basically made up my bowline. But in my mind and heart, it always has been. And this is from my Aunt Carol's. So this is like pretty much the only souvenir I really have from there that, I just like, it's like, you know what? I'm doing all this stuff over here for her. I'm going to take this one thing that she's never going to miss because that woman probably doesn't even know a fraction of the stuff she has. So the bowline it's called the white-handled knife. Its job mostly involves carving things onto candles. You can get some clay, like modeling clay or whatever. You could even do Play-Doh if you had nothing else. You could literally take your bowline and once it's consecrated. Now I'll explain consecration in a minute, but you take your bowline and you can carve symbols into it, symbols of protection, symbols of love, symbols of safety, symbols of, awakening. If you want to awaken your third eye, then you try to carve what to you looks like an eye, or something like that. Consecration is basically, it is a ceremony in itself. After you've cast circle, you let it be known, or at least how I try to do it, is I say, okay, the following is going to be, this is what we're doing today. I've cast the circle. This is for ritual. This is for tool consecration. So the tool consecration, there's some words that's said. You have to use all 4 of the elements to bless and empower the item, to prime it, as Holly called it, to literally prime it to be ready for use. But the thing is, once you consecrate a tool, put it to use right away. Use it to consecrate another tool. Use it, try to start working with it as quick as you can, because that's what helps to build the power in it. And that's what helps with your magic and your spell casting and stuff like that. So the 4 elements, let's see, I think you run it through candle flame. Obviously, don't burn yourself. Don't destroy the item, but it goes through candle flame, sprinkle with salt. You put it through the incense smoke. That's one of them. And then sprinkle with water. And then you hold it up and say, I consecrate this tool of, this sphere of crystal, this wand of wood, this scrying mirror of glass, whatever, and then, you consecrate it in the name of the mother goddess, father God. And the whole idea of holding it up is you're presenting it to the mother and father to have them bless it and empower it and get it, start getting it ready to be used as a magical tool. Once you have your magic set of tools set up, I would recommend get yourself some kind of a little box, but it's going to have to be big enough to fit all of the pieces in there comfortably. But I'll leave it up to you. Some witches will have an open altar right in the main. You saw mine. It was right there for all to see. Feel free to look and see it as much as you want. If there's any items on there you want to touch, just ask me if it's okay, because I might be like doing spell work on it. And you don't want to disrupt that. So I'll let you know if it's okay to touch something. Oh yeah, you should be fine. Something like that. But if with your boys, and everything, because I don't know, like, I'm not saying keep it from them, but as you're learning, you will get more comfortable with, and once you can get your boys to a point of understanding where they won't, what is that, mommy? What is this? What is this stuff? And they're freaking out and panicking, or you worshiping the devil. I'm not saying they would say that, but it's like, you got to be ready in here, in your heart, in your mind, and they have to be ready. So I would recommend just get a box if you can to put all of it in and set it up each time. Set it up each time you're going to do your work. If you decide you want to do it in the bedroom and say, close the door, just, you could always tell your sons, mommy just needs a little alone time. I'll be out shortly, or something like that. That's not going to frighten them or scare them. Because if you say, I'm going to meditate, they're going to be like, what's meditate? And then you got to explain things to them, so make sure you are fully ready and have a full understanding of it. At a level 1, if you want to look at it that way, you're just beginning, you're learning. Then as you grow as a witch and you learn and more, understand more, learn more, you progress up the rung of magic or what have you. Then you'll feel it inside yourself that, okay, it's time to tell the boys. Now, when that time comes, make sure they understand that, now mommy's not saying that you have to do this. If you don't want to do this, or this isn't, something you're comfortable with, that's okay. But I just need you guys to understand that when mommy does it, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not doing it to hurt anybody. I'm just doing it to help our luck change or help our luck be a little better. You got to find a child level mentality and whatnot way to explain it so they don't freak out. Because if they start freaking out, then I don't want you to get scared and think, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this, kind of thing, So make sure you're fully ready before you explain it to them. Because you know how I'm always saying, look, I'm not out to convert the world, because I'm not. If they feel a pull to magic and a draw to it, then yeah, absolutely check it out. See if it's for you. And if that feeling is there, then you take the next step. Start getting books about it. That's how I started. And yes, you're absolutely right. I do need to set up a series of, teaching magic and different like beginner things. Okay, this is a consecration. This is how you do a consecration. This is how you cast a circle. I'm sorry I didn't do any of that, I don't think, when you were here. Because again, I wasn't sure. I mean, yeah, I've done magic on here while you've been present, but it's a lot different when you're physically in the same space with the person. Then you really feel the energy. You're like, it feels weird in here. That's just the circle, honey. It's okay. It's nothing to freak about, Yeah. So, but here's the thing, and I'm not trying to, say that I'm not going to do it, because it is definitely something I've played around with. I just got to figure out how to do it. But there's so many others out there doing that very thing, but I don't know, maybe they would teach their stuff slightly differently. I guess each witch does have a kind of a different way of doing things, but then a lot of witches have oh yeah, I know that one. I've done that way, but well, I just you learn to tweak it to fit you, to design it to fit you. And it doesn't matter what other witches do or whatnot. But here's the thing, to gain a open enough audience, I would have to go out of the subscriber mode. I would have to put it in the anyone mode. And then that's when you open yourself wide for predators, psycho, crazy people, dark spirits, dark practitioners, Satan, it's a commitment that, yeah, you can probably put up a certain degree of protection around you. I try to, especially when I'm doing something magical on a live stream. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that they ain't going to possibly try to come through and give you trouble. But so I'm trying to sort out, how would I, if I was teaching a class and I was teaching a room full of people, how would I start? Because there's so many ways to. Yes, exactly. So that is absolutely a help. But I have to still come up with, this is where you get into thinking kind of along that. Well, I mean, I've always been a teacher anyway, really, but you gotta put yourself in that particular mindset. So that's why a lot of times when I do a live stream on a certain Wiccan holiday, like Yule, Halloween, Imbolc is the next one coming up. So definitely be on the lookout. February 2nd, I will try my absolute best to live stream on here, because that is the celebration of Imbolc. Okay, so I went over the tools briefly. Okay, somebody else is on. Hi, Holly, if that's you. Or whoever it is, please let yourself be known. I've been having some mystery people on here lately. Like, it's always random, but like, I'll be on here sometime and nobody will be on here with me. And the number one will pop up in both of these, or at least pop up in there's like this little icon up here on the top of my screen that has the two little people figures. And it'll say that's where it puts the one. Okay, and see, now it's back to one. So that whoever it was, they popped right back off again. It's weird. So I've got a mystery guest that pops on once in a while, I guess. I don't know. They never let themselves be known. They never say the name or nothing like that. It's almost like they're just, I don't know, maybe they're browsing through. Oh, let's see what this one's about. Oh, that's nothing. That's boring shit. I'm going, and then they don't stay. Or, I mean, I don't know. It's just weird. But, okay, so that's tools. I kind of went through energy play a little bit because that's really, like, to me, the basis of magic is learning the energy around you, feeling the energy around you, your own energy as well as others, learning to manipulate and control it and shape and mold it to make your life happier, to make your life a better life, to do, bring endless blessings. I couldn't even begin to count. And gratitude, because every time, even if a spell backfires or some type of magic you're trying to do, don't beat yourself up because you're learning. And it's like, okay, that was bad. That one really sucked. Push it aside, give yourself a break. Don't beat yourself up. You can't really expect to get it right the first time. Look at me. I almost burnt my room down. I mean, so don't beat yourself. Just keep going, give yourself a break and go, you know what? Okay, that one was a flop, but I'm learning. And then eventually you'll get to, I can't promise you the third time it's going to go bam and it's going to work. There's really no way of knowing. It depends on the witch, and it depends on their level of knowledge and wisdom and their level of true understanding. No burning rooms down. Yeah, not a good thing. And you have kids, so that's even, even more important, right? Because our kids are our life. They're what's left when we're not here anymore, I'm drinking sparkle juice because there's no pop in the house. Stupid idiot. God, he is such a freaking moron sometimes. And see, this is where you can really, truly appreciate the psychic ability of a witch and being able to, I have a feeling I'm going to need these. I have a feeling I'm going to need these later because I think a part of me knew that we were going to run out of pop. That there was going to be some events that would transpire where he's busy, I'm busy, not here some of the time. He's busy, not here some of the time. And that goes by the wayside. So he's not even going to get any grocery related anything until he comes back from, up there at Deb's. I can't even look out the window right now because if I move, then Kalika will think that means she has to get down. Yeah, no pop. So, but that's okay because sparkle juice, it's still juice. So it's healthier, I guess, a little bit at least, But I've got two bottles. I've got the one I opened, which is the red grape I'm drinking. And then I have another one that's in a green bottle that's like I forget what flavor that one is, but it's a sparkling juice. It's basically I know the word I'm looking for. And it's right there, but it won't come out. What gives pop? It's fizzy. Okay, when you open up a bottle the first time, it gets that fizzy. That's what sets this juice aside. Carbonated. Thank you. The juice is carbonated, so it has a little bit more, not really a bite, but the carbonation. Like if this stuff was flat and I drank it, I'd probably be like bleh, and like wanting to spit it out or something. But then I have this real bad cold sore on this side of my upper lip too, so that makes it harder to drink. That's why I'm trying to drink from the side of my mouth because I don't want to keep jabbing this metal into that sore because it hurts. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. General rule of thumb. Maybe learning to get into meditation a lot stronger. Yeah, I need a straw. And funny enough, there's one just a few feet away from me over on the other coffee table that I can't get to because she's in my lap. This is pretty much where she is, like all day long, throughout the day, different times. Like there's times when she'll come out. Oh, whoa, wait, baby, you did. Oh, brother. Okay, fine, get down. See what I mean? It's like the slightest little movement, and she jumps up and thinks, oh, I got to move now because mom moved. No, you silly cat. But it's better that she did get up, though. This is basically my breakfast. It's a routine pasta salad. You miss Boo? Yeah, he's around here looking about somewhere. But definitely general rule of thumb, cast a magic circle, cast a protective circle before you do any meditation. Because when you're in a meditative state, speaking of which, I think we could both use this. Let me see if I can find one that would be, hang on. See if it would be one that would be like soothing and meditation music. Is there any for healing? Let's try this one.
So Avian is definitely introvert.
I usually have to put up with an ad first.
He'll always.
Oh, okay. Now this is where I may have to turn the sound down because I don't want it. Oh, that's beautiful. I wish you could see this picture. It's really pretty. It shows a little stone house with a grass roof in a green forest with lights dancing, trees, like little flowers blowing in the wind, little dance dots of light. There's some big bright orange and white that I think are supposed to be flowers. But yeah, we should be okay because I don't, Chris isn't here. Now I can look out the window. Yay. Snow. He showed you the snow. But see, just to see that it's like, it's ruffly, like wavy all the way down this sweater. It's real pretty. Boo! I don't know if I could get him to come out. But straw. Let me do that while I'm thinking about it. Okay, so I'm gonna set this here. I'm gonna have to get up. Try not to flash you. But it's just us girls here. It's just, I just don't want to make you uncomfortable. And I haven't told you about what Jim did. Now somebody's ringing my phone. Who the heck is this? Yeah, I'm not doing that. I don't care if you are local. Because as far as I know, there ain't any packages showing up or anything. Adam House, whatever that is. Okay, I'm going to get up. I'm going to refill my bottle. And then that way I can show you the sparkle juice bottle, what it looks like. Because I don't know if they're going to have something like that in the UK or not. Because it's sweet. So it has, they might waylay you with the sugar tax. I'll tell you what Jim did here in a minute. Hang on. Beep, beep, beep. I'm sorry. I had to make you get up. Mommy is trying to live stream and trying to do a bunch of other things, and I need my straw, and I don't know how much ice I have left. Hang on, Brooke. I'm multitasking here. I'm gonna rinse my straw out before I use it. Here's the sparkle juice. See, it's just, it says sparkling red grape. It's a Welch's type thing. Oh, and I haven't shown you my little unicorn either. I'm going to go rinse my straw and grab some more ice. Oh, whoops. Yeah, let's not dump stuff everywhere, right? Okay. Let me get my bottle set up here. This is my straw. It's a pretty long straw. It's an old straw. I've had it a while. But I always rinse it out because bugs like to crawl through it, and there might be one in there, and I don't want to go and then, get a freaking roach down my throat. Yeah, it's Welch's Sparkling Red Juice Cocktail, non-alcoholic. It states clearly on the bottle. There's no alcohol in this. And my lovely ice cubes that I like. So let me get this all set up before I go on about what happened with involving Jim. Let me see first how. Yay! See, it barely sticks up out of the top. But the straw, because if it's too far down in, then it makes it harder to use. Because then you're going to end up drowning yourself with pop or drink or whatever. I'm going to sit this across my cauldron. Hang on, I'm kind of slow at this because I have to push each one up out of the bottom to get it in there. Just ice. See, it's just the ice cube. It's like, it's not completely spherical or anything. It's long. I like that it's long. And they're narrow, so they fit down in these bottles that have a small opening. Sometimes if I do it right, I can get... Get in there. Okay, this thing's literally full of ice now. Where can I put my ice tray? Do what I always do. Stick it in the damn window. And I'm going to stand it upright and make sure, hopefully, it don't fall down behind the couch. Because if it falls down behind the couch, I'm going to be very upset. Hang on, let me get my bottle filled up here. Because with these sparkling juices, most times you only get like a couple servings and they're done. Yeah, like, see, this is, and it didn't even fill it all the way up. There's like probably about that much from the top. That's okay. These aren't designed to necessarily, have enough for several people to drink at once. They're only designed for a couple of servings. Oh, right. The whole purpose of getting the straw, and I'm not even using it like a dummy. And it's trying to get away from me. But hopefully because of the ice, yeah, see, the straw is sticking up a little better. Much better. Okay. Sunday night, when I spent the night, when the bad weather hit us. Okay, I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything you wrote. It was the first time, I believe, that I got up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. And as you know, the attic is the very top of the house, and then I have to go out of my attic room into Jim's bedroom, down the steps, around the corner, through the laundry room. I usually go through the laundry room. It's just quicker. As you know, you were here. And then so I go through the laundry room, right into the bathroom, do my thing, come out, go back up the same way. So it was 2 o'clock in the morning. It was like 2:14, 2:17, something like that in the morning. I went to bed at midnight because I knew I had to get up the next morning. Yeah, through Jim's room, exactly. So I knew I had to get up the next morning, which would have been yesterday, because I told Chris, I don't feel safe driving. I want to stay the night here at Mom's, because I had been wanting to experiment to see if I actually could sleep there comfortably or not. Well, not really sure, but all I know was this particular time I didn't. But anyway, I came out of my room expecting to see Jim laying down on his bed asleep, right? And you know, as you come out of my room and you look to the left, the computer's right there. He was watching porn. So I opened my fucking door to go down to the bathroom, and I'm watching some bitch get fucked. And I'm like, oh my God, okay, just get out of the, get out of there, get down the steps, I didn't react that way. I just glanced for like 3 seconds at what he was watching. I didn't say nothing. I went downstairs. He said something about, you sleeping okay there in your room? And I said, yeah, I think I'll be okay. I said, I might have to put on some other layers, but I'll be okay. So small talk, I went down the steps, used the bathroom, came back up. Now, the fact that he was watching porn, that shocked me more than anything, but not really. Because, we've had endless discussions about it. Every time he tries to get a girlfriend, Mom sabotages it every single time, because he treats her like shit, and he gets so focused on this other woman that it's like Mom doesn't exist, and she could be over there and go, I don't know if days without eating would be accurate, but during the daytime hours, it's like she's not even there. Okay. So everybody needs a release. I know it is completely common for guys to do that when they have no other release. Okay, I get it. But I don't need to see the shit. As soon as he heard that damn door open, he should have clicked out of that, at least until I got down the steps. You know what I mean? It's like, be respectful here. I don't want to come out to go down to the bathroom and see you watching that. I'm sorry, I don't want to see it. Or, I thought about suggesting to him, if you're going to do that kind of stuff and I'm spending the night here, could you please put up a curtain or something? Just take some line and do a little, and then just put up a damn curtain, because I don't want to see the shit. Okay? And thank God my room locks from the inside. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be laying in there trying to sleep, and then I wake up and find him staring at me and jacking off or some weird shit. That would really piss me the fuck off. And I would never stay there again if that was the case. So that door was locked. When I was in there at night trying to sleep and this and that, it was locked from the inside every single time. He gave me a little flashlight, which I appreciated. Yes, I did. Yeah. Every time, when I spent the night that night, every time I was in my room that night, that inside door was locked. Because you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't that make you nervous as hell, knowing that he's right there, that close to you? No. You're not going to come in there and stand there and jack off and watching me sleep. Or, I might roll over and expose one of my boobs or something. He'd probably really go stupid then. But, because the dress I was wearing, you never got to see. It's this real pretty blue dress that my mom gave me. It's in the dirty clothes now because it ended up becoming my nightgown that night. But I ended up, especially after that incident and the whole idea of me waking up freezing, I ended up with a long sleeve shirt that covered everything up here. And I put on my skull pants, my skull that you got me from the thrift store. I put those on underneath the dress, put a pair of socks on my feet, and all the combination of all those items, I think I was able to get maybe a little bit more sleep. But all I remember is the next time I got up to use the bathroom, thank God, Jim was asleep. He was laying down in his bed and he was covered up. I could tell, because even though it was dark, I could tell that he was laying there on his bed. Hello, Kalika. Yeah, boo, I don't know where he's at, sweetie. I'm trying to hopefully he'll come out before the live stream's over, but I just really don't know. Have no control over what he's going to do. But he stays hidden a lot because he doesn't want the girls attacking him at every turn, and they do have a bad habit of doing that. So yeah, that was the, oh boy, I don't need to see this. So from now on, when I spend the night there, that door, I mean, irregardless, it's going to be locked from the inside when I'm in there. Please don't walk across my couch. Don't do it. Don't walk across my computer. Kalika, so help me God, if you step on that, I'm going to smack you. Oh, God, sometimes I swear you get on my nerves. So, you know, that was uncomfortable. But now onto something more pleasant. I just got this little guy a few minutes ago. Maria came up and handed it to me. It was in a bag, and she said, "This is from Faith. She gives it to Harold, usually at church, and then it's given to me." But he's adorable. He's really cute. Don't you dare step on my fucking... You step on my keyboard, I will knock you off my lap. I mean it. Lay down. You need to lay down. So Faith is definitely helping me build up my unicorn collection again. Because she's just, it's like it's become her mission in life. You know, she sees a unicorn or certain ones, and she thinks of me, and if she has the money at the time, then she gets it for me, and then she brings it to the church and makes sure that Harold knows, bring it home, give it to Janet, and make sure she knows it's from me. And I think that's really sweet. Because Faith, I think she's missing her unicorn. Kalika, will you please lay down? Please lay down. God, is it that much to ask? Good gravy, cat. Okay. I can't do this I can't. I need a bag. Let me see if I can find another one down in here. Oh no, don't tell me that's the last one. Dad blam it, I'm gonna have to get a bunch more out of the kitchen. I think it is the last one. Big enough carabiner? Yeah, that thing's huge. This was, I don't know why she wanted it or had the need for it, but Maria wanted it. So, she got her, it's okay, Kalika, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Hers is a blue one. It's okay, I'm just moving it over here. So, you don't, you lay down, go ahead. I'm gonna have to clear off this table as much as possible of stuff that I really don't need on here, because I'm gonna have to set this up on my table like I used to do anyway, because I can't keep it's just too much, okay, to try and do this when I have a cat constantly on my lap, and she's just not happy unless she is on my lap. So I'm trying to clear off as much. I don't even know where. Okay, I'm gonna have to move my unicorn maybe over here so that I can put my cauldron there. Scoot Haldor over. Gonna have to find somewhere else probably to set my... So just give me a minute while I'm sorting out what all to put in the bag so I can clear off as much of this surface space as I can. No, I better not put that there. As soon as I do, I'll fucking spill them. This is a wand I did a long time ago. It's got red and green on it. Yeah, she tends to think about me a lot, and like I said, I feel like she kind of misses her unicorn. She misses me and being able to be around me, because she's never met anyone else like me. And once it was understood that she was not the bad guy all that time that we were led to believe she was, that it was actually Jen and she was the problem. Now, come on, Kalika, you were fine the way you were laying. Why do you got to get up and move around? You don't. What are you doing? You don't need to get down, baby. I was just trying to set up the table the way I had it to put the computer on. Whatever. Weird cat. Let me see. I'm gonna have to move some other stuff. But yeah, so that was just, it was an accident. When I woke, I found him watching that crap and whatnot, and I was like, I don't need to see this crap, because then it felt too much like, I mean, the two times that I have come home and actually caught Chris looking at porn, and yeah, that whole thing, blew up too. It was only twice. It was years ago. He hasn't done it since, and he even swears up and down, and I hope that it's true, that, he hasn't done that since I caught him that last time or whatever. And he's lucky that it was only twice, because I vowed that if I went through that a third time with him, I would, be gone for a while or be gone for the day or whatever. And then I come home at night and he's doing that, and then this is what I wish men would understand, that they should appreciate the few of us like myself, because I can only really speak for myself, that we don't like it knowing that they're doing that, but we know that it's completely natural, that they just, sometimes they need a release and they ain't got any other way. But I was going to, and I mean, I had the perfect way to get back at him. Before I say that though, I wish he would also understand that not only should he appreciate the fact that I have told him before, I said, if you're going to do that, fine, but I don't want to see it. I don't even want to know about it. Okay. I just don't, because if I do, then that makes me feel like, well, I should just go in and do the naughty with him out of obligation, because, I've obviously been such a bad mate that, I haven't done it in a while and blah, 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 and given him that and blah, blah, blah. So now he's got to resort to other methods, but what makes me mad is, and he did this to me with, I think it was the second one that I came home and caught him watching. And he came in and started like pawing on me after he was watching somebody else on there and getting turned on by it. And it wasn't me. You don't come over here thinking, and expect me to just go, oh, okay, and just throw my clothes off and go at it. No, I am not that person. The person you're looking for, she lives in Newark, go get her. You've done the crap with her before. You know that she has no problem having more than one partner. Go. Just don't come back. But he would try to come and, try to get me to, and I'm like, no. And I mean, when he tried to like lean down to kiss me or whatever, and, his Woody, very obvious in his pants, I just kind of went like this, and I just kind of cringed away from him like, no, don't touch me. And he left me alone. So that's my, call it a pet peeve, call it, being anal about something or whatever. And it's like, just please don't do that, because I don't like that. But I will not tolerate, I don't care who it is. If I come home and I find my partner watching porn of any kind and doing themselves or whatever, then I'll be like, you know what, just no. If that's the way things are going to be, then please just leave, because obviously you're not satisfied with me, or you wouldn't have to do that. Or you're so oversexed that you're a freaking nympho or something, and you just got to have it all the time. Well, I'm not that nympho. I'm sorry, I can't give you that. Yeah, see? So I knew you would understand. It is just very upsetting. But to get more back to the magic stuff, I will try, and I have been trying, off and on, to think of ways to, because I was actually praying for that recently when I was over there in my room still before I came home. that, let me have better content. What are some things that I can do to have better content just so I can feel better about myself? I can feel better about, like don't feel like I'm just doing a bunch of vlogs and it's going to be boring for too many people, other than, of course, the people watching. But, it's going to be too boring. They'll just be like, oh, yeah, that's boring. That's just that chick sitting on her couch talking about whatever. And and then they just leave. Okay, well, that's their prerogative. But I think I need to sit down and make some notes or something of, okay, if I'm going to have these elements on my channel, how can I, as an individual witch, make learning fun with me? Because I don't care if you're 90, I don't care if you're 12, I don't care if you're 23. If you make learning fun, it's been proven time and time again, you're going to get far better results than not making it fun. Like, if you can't make it fun, but you've at least tried, I mean, to me, that does count, because that's the trick on how to really, truly be successful on YouTube, is you got to find those elements. You got to find that content. You got to be able to put stuff in your channel that make people watch. So you get more subscribers, you're sharing with more people. I may save somebody's life by telling them, no, don't do that spell. How long have you been practicing? Do you know what you're doing? You're about to kill you and everybody in the house. Then my work's done. It's like, yeah. And I'm sorry that we never, even got to like play around and talk about any of that while you were here. I was just focused on trying to make this trip as joyful for you as I could, as memorable as I could, but I didn't want to overload your circuits, like I didn't want you to go, Mom, stop, you're giving me a headache. You're pulling a Michael on me. Oh, and last I heard, Michael's pissed at me and Chris because we haven't gone to Richland yet to get his divorce papers. I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry, son, but you don't seem to understand that, we're not going to just jump when you say how high, okay? Or we're not going to, when you tell us jump, we're not going to be like, how high? He's got to stop expecting everybody to just drop what they're doing, and help him or whatever. Good. And see, that was my goal. Because, it was your first time over here. I didn't want to overload your mind with a bunch of stuff and make you start having weirdo dreams or something, because now you're thinking of the whole thing about magic, and I didn't want to do that to you. And we, Michael demanded that he get the first 4 visits with you, so what can I do? I'm not going to deny him that, certainly, but I think he was being a little selfish. Unless you guys both, you really wanted those first 4 visits. The day after we get you into town, after what we already went through that night, and now we got to get up at 6 a.m. and drive all the way there and be there all day. And it's, oh my God, it's like, no wonder people burn out, and stuff like that. Yes, it can burn me out. I'm not saying I don't want to see my son at all. I do, but he needs to get a better handle on himself and his expectations of us, of me, of you, of Chris, of, even Alicia, because I can't help but wonder, okay, if he's so mad at us because we're not living up to his expectations, or doing everything he expects us to do, and he expects us to just keep dropping stuff when he wants something done, and if we don't do it right now, then he's going to call us on it, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, son, I don't need you being a jerk towards me, because I just won't answer anymore when you call if that's the treatment I'm going to get, because you don't seem to understand, and we're tired of explaining to you that we can't drop. You cannot expect us to drop everything we're doing and help you every single time you want it. So I'm sorry we haven't gotten up there to get that done yet. But stop getting on our butts about it and stop using it as an excuse to be mad at us. Because I can't help but wonder, okay, is he looking for reasons to be mad at us or what? I don't know. I just don't know. I don't get him sometimes. And he's my son. I still don't get him. But so magic-wise, I need to sit down. I need to take some notes. I need to get some ideas. I need to decide, okay, what kind of audience can I expect? Because right now, I mean, you're the only mod I have on here, sweetie, and it wouldn't be right or fair to you that, like, if I do one at a random time, you might not be able to be on. So I don't want you to feel the pressure of you have to be on every single time. If you can be, yes, absolutely, because part of it I'm doing for you anyway to help you learn. But you got to be in the right mindset too. That's an important thing. You got to be in the right mindset, because if you're having a bad day or you're not feeling good, your energy levels are going to be so low that you're going to drain yourself. I don't want something to backfire on you, especially if it's like your first magical thing that you're doing. I don't want it to go wrong. If I can help it, if I can guide you properly, and I will certainly try and try to teach well, but if you're angry, that is like the trickiest time to do any kind of magic. Because if you're thinking that, okay, if I do a positive magic spell or a positive magic ritual or something, it'll get me out of this mood, I wouldn't risk it. I would try to find other ways to get yourself out of that mood first before you go through with it, because you don't want it blowing up in your face. You don't know what the repercussions could be. And now I'm beginning to believe, and I'm still trying to make the connection here, that it is very possible for spirits, during me watching a YouTube and watching a paranormal investigation, Paranormal Files, or any number of others that I've watched in the past, spirits can come through from where they are through your computer and into your home. So what I try to do before I watch an episode is I try to say, let this area be blocked. Let this way be blocked. Don't let any spirits come through from this episode, because Colin, bless him, has taken it upon himself to, warn people. If you're afraid that this is going to make you haunted by watching this episode, because we are going to be dealing with spirits, then discretion advised. You do it at your own risk, kind of thing, but not saying it in such a, like a nasty way or anything like that. And he's right, because, did I tell you? I think I did. I think I told you when you was, correct me if I'm wrong, or you can tell me, oh yeah, you did say that, because I don't remember if I did or not. Do you recall while you were here? I think so. I think it was while you were here. The name Elizabeth kept coming up, and we couldn't figure out why. And I panicked a little bit, because I thought, oh my God, I hope nothing happened to my Elizabeth Harry's, my one friend in the UK, and her daughter Louise. I panicked because that was the only Elizabeth I knew. But there was this one episode, this one investigation that they were doing. I don't remember if this one was at the Shaker house or if it was somewhere else. I did? Okay. So, that little girl, apparently at some point in time, either before the episode happened, while it was going on, or I don't know, but we were bringing up the name Elizabeth I days before I even watched that episode. And I was like, okay. Beautiful little girl, drowned at the age of 8, and that whole sad thing. I mean, I guess I'm kind of like her, a type of mom, to her now, like mom of the living. I don't know what happened to her mom, or where her mom is, or if her and her mom got on, or anything. I really don't know. But she seems to like me. She seems to like being around me. And a lot of times when I'm up in my attic bedroom, I will feel her. I will see her out of the corner of my eye, pop her head around, and then move back, because she's like, oh, I'm sorry. Are you guys like discussing grown-up stuff? Can I come in, or is it okay? And I appreciate that she's so polite, as to ask me. And, and so, I felt like, okay, it's only right. I don't want to leave the poor little things standing around the corner wanting to be in there with us. And then I completely forget, So within minutes after this happening, I said, come on in, Elizabeth, honey, if that's you, it's okay. Yes, we're having a grown up discussion, but it's okay. You're a little kid. You're a spirit, it shouldn't affect you. Or at least, we'll try to keep it as positive as we can. Baby, will you please lay down? Just lay down. Settle, please. Thank you. And I think Kalika likes this music too. I think it benefits the animals, and it kind of, I'm trying to create, a harmony in the home. So this one that I was watching before I saw that message from you and said I had just popped on and you ended, and I'm like, oh no, I'm so sorry. I was watching, they're at this Mackey mansion right now, that it's Makay, I think is how it's spelled. And it's this really, really decent sized house. And it's got a whole upper section that looks like there's a balcony that wraps around it. And there's doors up there and everything. So it may be like an attic thing or a bedroom. I don't even know. But I was watching that when I saw that message from you. So I just put that on pause, so I could get on here and do a live stream. Oh, golly. And I noticed some things that when I watched the Wolf Paranormal that I didn't really make the connection until I watched it a few minutes ago or whatever. They were talking about weddings. Somehow weddings came up. And I don't know if Holly's ever been on here during a live stream, or if you were on when that live stream was going on. Here's Carmela. But they were talking about a wedding, and I think they were talking about this girl that they're like, yeah, she's a little intense, but they wouldn't give names or anything because, which Holly was right in doing that, because she said, I haven't gotten permission from this person to use their name, so I'm not going to. Better be safe than sorry, right? So, better to be safe than sorry. But then I don't know, because moments before that, she was talking about, I was mentioning Colin. I said, I told Colin about Moonville Tunnel. And she's like, all right, Janet, good for you. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know what the situation was. I don't know if it was just a mod that was just being an ass, or if Holly made some kind of comment or something that they felt gave them a reason to do this to her. But it upset me greatly. And I will mention it. I won't mention a name, but I will mention it. Sometime in the future in one of the videos of theirs that I watch, I'll leave a comment and go, I'm just curious here. A friend of mine, I won't name even her channel or nothing. A friend of mine was on a live stream with you and Courtney one time, and I'll keep it as vague as I can. And she got punted. She got literally, I guess that means kicked out or booted out of the live chat. And she didn't see any reason for them to do that. And I was like, why did they do that to her? But it was the Paranormal Files. And I don't know why. And I won't ask, because she don't even like talking about it. She don't like being on a live stream of mine if I have one of Colin's playing in the background. It's like, I don't know what happened. I don't know who did what. But, and if Holly ever comes on and sees this later, honey, I'm not trying to upset you. I'm not trying to get your business out there. This is Brooke. This is my daughter. We're all three friends. That's the only reason I feel comfortable saying it here, because not just anybody's watching, not just anybody's listening. It's safe. But I try to just not talk much about it, because she just don't like talking about, she don't even like it when I mention Paranormal Files. So I try not to. Because she's like, I've never been punted out of a live chat before. And I guess it really hurt her, maybe on a deeper level, or I don't know, which is unfortunate, because if it was me being punted out of there, yeah, I wouldn't go back. She don't go to that channel anymore. She don't watch them anymore. And that's, I understand. If it was me, I would have been the same way. So that's unfortunate. I will try to look into it. I'll try to be as vague as I can without giving any names of anyone's channel or name of the person that got punted. But I don't think it's right. I don't think, I cannot fathom that she would possibly do or say anything during somebody's live chat that would be disrespectful, that would be rude, that would be like out of place or misconceived or whatever kind of crap goes through people's heads. But I don't like that happened to her. Okay, go ahead, sweetie. I don't like that happened to her. Because I don't feel like she deserved that, But I think the wedding, I'm wondering if the wedding she was talking about was the one between Colin and Courtney. That it's probably not a good idea. I think they're marrying way too soon. But it's not my place to say one way or another. It's their choice. It's their decision, especially if they've already got a bunch of people looking forward to it, a bunch of invitations they've sent out. I don't expect that I'm going to get one, which I wouldn't know how to react if I did for the one hand. And on the other, I don't know that I would want to go because I wouldn't want to like bring any kind of negative energy into there, because that's their special day. And, I don't want anybody ruining it for them. And I really do hope that they make it as a couple, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised if it's like short-lived and then the next thing you know, they're getting divorced. I mean, or separated. I hope it never happens, but that's on them. That's all a lot of that's gonna depend on how they function as a couple. Are they able to talk about anything as a couple? Do they keep secrets from each other? Just different things like that. Yeah, granted, we're allowed our secrets. We should be allowed our secrets, and we shouldn't have to tell certain things to our mate if we don't feel comfortable doing so. We should never feel pressured to. But I wonder if they're really, really thinking this through and thinking about, one, how long have they known each other? Two, how long were they friends before they jumped in and decided to become a couple and now marriage? I don't know. So I'm wondering if she was talking about their marriage, but she just wouldn't say any names, which is right to do, because that could get that person upset with you, because then somebody could come on your live stream and go blab it to the world and the YouTube community, and then everything could just go horribly wrong. And I don't want any backlash from it. I don't want Holly to get any backlash from it. I won't even, like I said, I won't even mention her name. I won't mention her channel or anything of the kind. Just a friend of mine was on a live chat one time with him and Courtney, with Colin and Courtney, and she got punted. She got booted out of the live chat, and she was very hurt by that and very angered by that, because she's not a bad person. Now, unless I was there and when it happened, I have no way of determining, and it's irrelevant now anyway, why they would see fit to do such an action to her. Because she has been nothing but kind, and she was like the first person in a particular live chat that I watched of Colin and Courtney's. That was where me and Holly met, and she showed up as Wolf Paranormal. I thought it was a guy. I didn't know. But because they answered me and they paid attention to me, then I was like, oh, thanks. I appreciate that, because I get it. I know how fast the chat windows go. I do. When you're doing a live stream and you have a lot of followers, part of the live stream ends up being just waiting on your followers, to get there, because you want as many of them there as possible. And you're working with different time zones that you have to consider, because certain people are only going to be on during a certain time of day. That's their time of day. That is going to be a totally different time of day for us. Like, it could be midnight here where we are, Eastern Standard Time. It could be 3 a.m. where they're at. You just never know. It's like, it's too difficult to determine. Unless someone comes out straight away and says, I'm in this time zone. It's 3 a.m. where I'm at, or whatever. Another good business idea that I would definitely love to share with you is me and Steffi yesterday when I was sitting over there on Mom's couch. It was early in the day, because Chris didn't come until around 6 o'clock at night or after 6 or whatever. And I went upstairs to my room for like an hour from like 5 to a little after 6. It's just me moving my foot, guys. And then I was like, well, because I figured that the pizza they were going to be calling me soon to say, hey, the pizza is done. Come down and eat. Now I got both cats on my lap. So I can't even really check my phone without disturbing them. I just heard my notification bell go off. And I try to look at it, at least pretty often, because I never know when it might be a message from Chris, might be a message from Steffi or something. So I try to pay attention. I mean, actually, Stephanie, if she should be getting home right about now. Or okay, you're back. Good. But I was saying just moments ago, me and Steffi she was going through some different hairstyles on her phone and showing me ones that she liked. And thanks for coming and saying hi, at least, Carmela. Carmela and Kalika literally were both right here on my lap. As you saw, Carmela got up and jumped down. Me and Steffi, she was showing me different hair colors that she liked. She showed me this real pretty kind of like a lavender lilac combination of purple. It was the back of somebody's hair. And she said, this would look good on you, sis. Meaning me. And I was like, oh yeah, that is pretty. So as we were going through and doing that, we got onto the subject of vinyl and having a vinyl business like my niece Chelsea does, where you can put decals on vehicles, you can put decals on different things, you can put them on clothing, you could probably do coffee mugs and different things too. I don't know how the process goes, but here later today sometime I will try to look up vinyl kits and stuff and see if I can find one similar to the one she showed me. She showed me the price, and yeah, it was a little bit pricey. It was like, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was somewhere in the avenue of $187 and something American money. And US currency or whatever you want to call it. And she's like, if you and I could split the cost in half and get one of these kits, she's like, that's where a lot of people, she's like, there's our business right there. And that is where a lot of people are making money, is doing vinyl stuff. But here's the thing. You have to have a certain degree of computer knowledge and ability and skills and this, that, and the other. You have to know how to bring up designs. You have to know how to make designs. A lot of what you do is on a computer. Then you have a machine that will print out those designs. Then you have to go and think about what other items can these things be put on? What is going to be the big seller? Yeah, it is. It is. It depends on what kit you go with to start out. Like when Chelsea got her vinyl business and stuff going, it used to be Justin's. At first it was Justin's. Then he turned it over to her because he was trying to do it all himself. And he couldn't. You can't, one person, I don't know of any one person that can do a business like that. You need help. You got to find people to deliver your stuff. You got to find a place to put your, you're going to take your stuff to a post office. Are you going to have a driver come by, give them the package, and then they take it to the post office? Can you trust this individual, or are they just going to run off with your shit? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that goes into it that people don't quite fathom until, oh, okay, you don't think far enough ahead. And this is where you can mess yourself up so fast. It's like, okay, if we split the cost in half, this is how much I would pay. This is how much you would pay. Okay, now we got the kit. Now what? Do we even know what to do with it? How much of it are we going to have to I know, hun. I know. And, I mean, I hope that I can think of a way to make money from home, and something that I can maybe share with Steffi, and she'll be okay with it. And she'll be like, yeah, let's do that. Let's try that. Put the unicorn up here so we can see her. She's too pretty not to see. And she's got her little wings on the back. I tried to bend them down, but they seem to be designed to be up like this. But yeah, see, that's why Justin had to turn the business over, or one of the reasons, rather, I think, that he ended up turning the business over to Chelsea, because Chelsea got interested in it, and he couldn't do it because of the hours that he works at the mine. It's a flip-flop. One night he might get home 3:00 in the morning. Another night he might get home at some other time. It's just too random right now. So yeah, that's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of work, and you have to have clients. How are you going to advertise your stuff? You have to think of that. Are you going to advertise it on your channel? Are you going to have a channel strictly for advertising your products? There's so much that you have to get into. And what I would hate to happen or see happen is me and Steffi go in on one of these kits, and then we can't do anything with it. We're out of the money. We can't get it back unless we pay even more to get it shipped back. More money that we probably don't have. We can't guarantee we would have. So I appreciate her gung-ho attitude. Let's do this. But Steffi, you have to look at it this way. What degree of computer skills do you have? What degree of patience do you have? Because when you are first starting out and you're first learning a craft, not the craft, like we were talking about earlier, but you have to research. I would suggest to anybody, watch YouTube videos on it. Get an idea of somebody. Okay, this is what they did. This is the process. You have to know the process, or it's going to fumble every time. So yeah, needless to say, it's a nice gung-ho attitude, but you're not really thinking it fully through. All you're thinking about is, you just seem to think, yeah, exactly. You got to get out of Steffi needs to get out of the mindset that we're just automatically going to know what the heck we're doing when we get this kit. If we got this kit, I'm not doing it. I will look for other ways. I will look for more cost-effective ways to do stuff, because I'm low on funds myself. She's working a job. She gets paid every 2 weeks or however it goes. I only get paid once a month. What am I going to do if I get a crap ton of orders halfway through the month before I even get my check, and now I don't have the money to ship it? How long do you think you're going to keep customers? You're not, because they want it wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, right, flipping now. Oh, you can't just snap your fingers and make it appear in my living room? No. If I could do that, I would, believe me. But, it's the things that people don't anticipate happening. They don't anticipate having to know. Something like jewelry or crochet could be a little bit easier of an avenue to explore, absolutely. But the main thing with the crochet is, say I get a bunch of the crochet stuff going and I get a bunch of orders, what kind of turnover am I going to have? I mean, if it takes me, like you saw the blanket I'm working on at Mom's. If it can take me everywhere from like 3 months just to finish a project. People aren't going to wait around for that. So that's where it would get into, you got to have a place to keep your products. And doing something like jewelry or crochet stuff here, I feel like Chris barely tolerates the fact that I have yarn in here at all. because he don't have to see it. He don't have to interact. He don't have to do anything with it, you know. You put lead times on the products you make if you don't have stock of the item. Yes, you have to make, that's what I was getting at. You have to have a certain amount already made so that you can then take pictures of them, decide how you're going to display them, where you're going to display them. You know, is that going to cost money, or, you know, would you be able to do something like that for free on, you know, your own YouTube channel? So yeah, I wouldn't want to take on something like that until I had plenty of product and someplace to store it. So a lot of my yarn stuff that I have done, pieces that I have assembled and made to completion, are buried in the clothing mountain in the bedroom. And when I run across them, I will definitely put them all in a garbage bag or something if I can. I will go through them one day. I will look at them. I will maybe even decide if they need to be laundered or not, because if they've been sitting around in a box, you know, they could have dirt particles on them. They could have bugs crawling around. I don't know. But my biggest problem and issue would be, whatever the business ended up being, is I would have to have product. I would have to have a certain amount made to sell. I would have to have a way to display it, and I would have to store it here. And let's face it, Chris would not tolerate it. He would not tolerate it. It would cause us to get into countless fights and stupid arguments because he's too minimalist and I'm not. It's like, oh, so I can't even run my business unless I find a minimalistic way to do it to satisfy you. Fuck you. I'll go somewhere else. I'll do it at mom's. I'll store the stuff there. What are they going to do? Bitch at me? If I start bringing in extra money, they won't. And it's like, I don't plan on this stuff being here very long. Bear with me. I have nowhere else to put it where I know that it's safe. Nobody's going to mess with it. Nobody's going to steal it, destroy it, or anything like that. Because having a place to store the product here is just not feasible. Not unless he was no longer living here. And that ain't going to happen. So I don't know. I guess that's why I just kind of froze on trying to do a whole lot. I want to, absolutely. I have the motivation, yes, to a point, not as much as maybe I should, but I do have the motivation to do it. I just don't have, because I would have to go over and I would have to ask my mom or call her on the phone if she would even answer, because she don't like talking on the phone. She has made that clear many times. So I try not to call her, you know, unless it's to call her and tell her that I'm coming over, or call her and tell her that somebody's in the hospital, or some other kind of thing that's happening, you know, just to keep her updated so she knows. But I would have to ask her. And this is where I would also have to ask Toby and explain to him, if he comes over sometime in the future for some reason, which once they get that door up over that crawl space, I don't know of any fathomable reason Pastor Toby would have to come into that attic. I just don't. So right now, my air mattress is pushed up against it. So hopefully that will hold a lot of the cold at bay. I mean, it's not completely up against it because obviously it's laying on its side, but this corner of it is like literally pressed as firmly up against the ceiling as I could safely do it. But I did what Jim asked. When I left out of there last night, I made sure that the heater was unplugged. I turned the dial all the way down to the lowest setting and just, you know, left the room. So until and unless I can come up with an alternative creative way, an alternative creative place that I can safely store my products once I get them assembled until they're ready to be sold and shipped or whatever, I don't want to commit to something that I feel like I'm just going to be doing halfway, you know, and just sitting on projects that are half finished and, you know, stuff like that. Now the jewelry making, That one, I don't even know how much it could possibly cost to get the beginning materials I would need to do jewelry. Like you're going to have chains, links, different types of fasteners, what kind of, little enclosure are you going to have? You're going to have the stone in, because the only way I would be able to realistically do it is I'd have to do it with rough crystals, some polished, some not, and figure out how to fasten it to the piece of jewelry so that when somebody buys it, they don't wear it a couple times and then it falls out of its setting. They see it as cheap work, and then they're griping at me because I did a shoddy job. Jewelry making is difficult because you have to, it's definitely more valuable if you can come up with your own unique design, your own unique way of doing it, but it's the competition that kills you. Because if you do your stuff a certain way, you get a patent on it, you have complete rights of it, nobody can copy it, say it was theirs, and charge a bunch of money. Like they can't legally call it a Janelle, which is what I would call my stuff. It's a Janelle. That just sounds completely flowy and natural to me. It's an object from Janelle. It's a product from Janelle that Janelle made. You can get a demented... Oh, Dremel, yes. Now, a Dremel is a possibility of different ways that you could, maybe fasten the jewelry better and make it more stable. Yeah, autocorrect. I hate the flipping autocorrect. I'm like, demented drill, what? Demented drill, like you're demented, Oh, I'm just being silly. Oh, yeah, I hate the autocorrect. It drives me nuts because it'll spell things that aren't even really words sometimes. And I'm like, no, that's not what I said. Jim has a Dremel. I would feel better getting my own. In a case like this, if I was going to do it for my jewelry stuff, I would buy my own Dremel, because I don't want to go over and borrow Jim's with no guarantee of when I would be able to give it back to him. I can't get something like this started and then just stop having the tools to make the stuff, right? So I would rather, if I'm going to go that course, I would rather have my own Dremel, because that way I don't have to return it, and I don't have to hear Mom say, "You done with his Dremel yet? He's been wanting it back," and then he's not even asking for it. She just wants it there in the house because she wants it there in the house. Even if it hardly gets used. Like, one of the few ways that it gets used, and one of the only ways right now that it gets used, are two. Me using it to do my nails, which they need it because the cuticle's showing already, and it's been probably about 2 weeks, since I had them done. So the Dremel, it has these little, tips, as you know, that you can put on them. The tip that I use has a little roll of sandpaper on it. I use that to trim Mom's toenails because they're so thick and yellow that the only way I can clip her nails sometimes is I have to use the Dremel just to file them down. And using the Dremel, because it's going at such a fast rate of speed, you can cut somebody. If the edge of that thing hits somebody's finger or something, it will cut them. I've even made my mom bleed accidentally on one of her toes before because I got her skin. I try to be careful and try not to, but I got her skin and she's like, ow, and then I'm like, oh crap, you're bleeding. Give me a Band-Aid, because Mom used to freak out and pass out when she'd see her own blood. Sent a text to my mom saying he was taking the dogs out for a walk, and it autocorrected it to he was taking it for a wank. What? Taking it for a wank. Yeah, that's silly. Autocorrect is such a pain. Yeah, that's what I mean. It comes up with all this weird stuff that you wasn't even trying to say. But oh, golly crap. I need to start writing some stuff down because I got to start somewhere. I need to start writing some stuff down. I need to start doing some research myself to see how I can pull this all together. And what is that? Oh, it's a play of light. It literally, I don't know if you see it, but it's back here. It's behind me. It's it's right there. Okay, I don't know if you see it, but from where I'm sitting, it looks like a giant clear quartz crystals hanging from something, and I know it's not there, but that's what it looks like. It's a play of light, some kind of reflection from somewhere. Oh, it's another thing I hate is when I have a cold sore and I'm trying to not bump it or scrape it or anything like that, because it hurts like crap. It hurts like HE double toothpicks when you scrape across or bump a cold sore. It actually hurts. So it's itching in like a really weird place that I don't want to. You want to scratch, but I can't because then it would hurt really bad. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah, it really does. It really does hurt like that. And Carmex is the only thing that I have found so far that is not only by far the cheapest to purchase, but it's easier to stock up on because it does kill cold sores. It takes it a couple days usually, but it does kill them. It dries them out to where they just come off. Or because first it's like a blister kind of form, then it tends what people would call a fever blister. Then it tends to get scabby and dry, and it's a headache. So when I, use the Carmex, I have to keep applying it. And every time I say ow, it's because every time I touch it, which I have no choice but to touch it, when I'm putting the Carmex on, it hurts because lips are very sensitive. Let's see, it's 15 after 3. So it's what, like after 7 or 8 there, right? Something like that. I'm just trying to keep the time zone straight and not get them confused and think that it's 8 o'clock here when it's not. And I can look right up at the clock anyway. I was just trying to look out back to see. Weird. Another thing popped up. It was a oh my gosh thing that I was looking at it and trying to see what it said. It was just something weird. But I have clarified that for sure that Colin and Omar definitely know each other because I've seen them do videos together. And I was like, oh, wow. S-O-B. Son of a biscuit eater from France. B-I-T-C-H, actually. They know each other. And Omar, I'm pretty sure, yep, he knows CJ. CJ Faison. James the Fam, which James is the tall blind guy. Sunny Deeds, Urban Ghosts, I'm pretty sure they know them too. It's like they all know each other. The paranormal investigates that I used to watch, they all know each other. Andrew from the Proving Demons, I don't really watch any of his stuff anymore because I'm sorry, but that guy is just being stupid, messing with these demons like this. and it's messing his life up. And then he's asking for outside help. But even if outside help tries to intervene and help, he keeps doing it. Like, this stuff has got its claws so deeply in him that I'm surprised he hasn't sprouted horns himself. I'm surprised he hasn't become full-blown demon. And I hate to say that, because Andrew seems like a really nice guy, but when you can't really tell much about a person, because on the videos, they can make you think like they're the most charming, sweetest person you would ever want to meet. Then you meet them in person and they're rude, they're assholes, they're jerks. So I just have this feeling they all know each other, because Omar has a friend named Patty that's also a witch, and probably a host of others. But when I saw Omar and Colin together, I was like, wow, that's just weird. But it didn't surprise me, because I always thought that they knew each other, simply because they're all paranormal investigators. Well, weirdly enough, and to add to the irony, the only 2 channels that I actually became a member on was the Paranormal Files with Colin and Omar Gosh. And then I see them together on a paranormal investigation, and out one day, and I'm going, wow, that's funny to me. That's just funny to me, because, it was like, but I stopped my membership because I was just, I want to believe, and I mean, I've seen a lot of the gentle stuff that the investigators do. Like, Colin does this really sweet thing where he puts flowers on the grave of the people that died in a horrible manner, little kids, graves that have been forgotten, graves that have had, duplexes and shopping malls and strip malls and housing developments built right over their resting place because no one bothered to move the bodies. And people wonder why they're haunted by a bunch of vengeful spirits. Well, you kind of built their house on their grave. You built this person's house on that person's grave. If that was my grave, I'd be pissed too, and I'd be haunting your ass to death. I'd make you a ghost like me, because I would not give up. I would be so angry. So I can sympathize with the spirits in that fashion. And it happens far too often that they will. And I mean, they've even done pieces on that and talked about that, Colin and other investigators, how when history has a dark stain, people will go out of their way to cover it up, instead of taking responsibility that is part of their history. And even though those horrific acts took place, but that's not the way they do things now, well, maybe that's not the way the spirits feel. Maybe the spirits feel like you're invading on their turf, so they're going to attack you. They're going to haunt you. They're going to cause nightmares. They're going to cause you, see if they can't even drive you insane to the point that you run off a cliff. I mean, spirits can be just as evil as people, But when I stopped my memberships, because I can't help but question now how much of the stuff is faked, that they find a way to make it look authentic, but it's really not. And it's just, I would be crushed if I thought for even a second, and I hope that this is never the case, that Colin fakes their stuff. They claim that, this is all 100% real as you see it happening to us. We're not, it's happening right now. We are at this place right now. It's midnight here right now. Whatever you see, we see. Because see, when they have the night vision cameras on, you see the light and you think, how could they not see each other? They can't, because they're in the pitch black. We can see them because it has that green kind of eerie background to it, and stuff. And It's like seeing a negative of yourself, meaning like when you take a picture, you have a negative. You use that negative, you can print off endless copies of that picture, right? So the way stuff looks when it's negative like that, not negative as in evil or anything, it just, their appearance, like their eyes will be like, their irises will be white or look like they're glowing. They're not. And Chelsea, I talked to my niece last night, and she said that with the Pfizer and the Moderna and all these shots and everything, they're actually injecting bugs in your inside your body that glow under your skin. Now, I don't know where she's getting this information, and I cannot fathom that that is the truth. But she did say, she said, when you get those shots, it destroys your immune system. So now I'm not looking forward to, probably I'm going to have to get a booster shot at some point in the future within the 6-month bracket that these vaccines are supposed to keep me from getting COVID. But no guarantee they will. Because I'm tired of getting shot in the arm, and it seems like my left arm seems to be their target. You know, it's like, can I get a shot in the right arm this time? Or can I get shot here? Or, you know, because I know they have to do it in a muscle. I don't know why that is, but I guess it gets quicker to your bloodstream that way. I don't know. So she's saying definitely get the booster shot, because the vaccines, they kill your immune system. And I mean, yeah, that is absolutely terrifying and scary. But here's the thing. Chris didn't think he was going to get COVID. He got vaccinated. He got COVID. You were confident you weren't going to get it because you were vaccinated. You got it. I was confident that I wasn't going to get it because I was just trying to be careful. But then when I developed that dry cough, and something inside of me just said, get the shots, get them done, you know. And I mean, if my immune system is functioning regularly and this and that, great. Then I shouldn't have to worry about the booster. But in 6 months, when these shots supposedly wear off their effectiveness, I'm just going to go right back to, and even though I'm vaccinated now, when we go out in public, I have my mask on. The only time I don't have my mask on is when we're in the car. But once we get out of the car and we're actually going into wherever it is, you know, I was just looking outside to see if he was out there yet. I hope he stays gone for a while. I mean, he left, holy cow. Oh, he left about noon, and it's like 25 after 3. Holy shit, I've had this place to myself for 3 hours. Yay! Party! Whoop, whoop. I wish. But yes, I will definitely work on getting a list made of different, you know, like, yeah, content that I can start incorporating into my live streams and stuff, so that it hopefully will produce me some possible future clients. I'm going to take this thing down and put it right here so I can have a clear shot of looking out the window, because I have to be careful what I talk about too, because I don't want Chris to walk in and hear me saying something not so nice about him. But then I run the risk of him hearing anything I say on any of these live streams, because I never know when he's going to decide to watch one. Or I should say bother to. He's not interested in my live streams. You know, I mean, they're boring to him, you know, and I mean, I find a lot of the stuff that he does on the internet boring, but I don't say anything. He doesn't have to say anything. He's already made it clear how he feels about the whole, I don't like those YouTuber investigators because they fake so much of their shit. Well, yeah, I imagine a lot of them do, but can you prove it? Are you there? Are you experiencing what they're experiencing, Chris? I highly doubt it. So shut the hell up. Okay? Why do you care if they fake shit or they don't fake shit? How are they affecting you exactly? How are they harming you in any way by doing fake and shit? Leave them the fuck alone. Okay, as long as they're not harming anybody. But I mean, yeah, if it's found out, well, then you're probably going to lose followers. Well, obviously, they're willing to take that risk or they wouldn't do it for those that do fake their shit. Now, I can see practical ways, yes, that something can be faked, that something can be debunked. Oh, that was just a particle of dust flying around. That wasn't an orb. But last I knew, one way to tell if it's a genuine orb, meaning a spirit form that is choosing to come in the form of an orb of light, is not a dust particle, how it moves. If it moves intelligently, like in response to questions that you ask, I find that very unlikely that it's a dust particle, because last I knew, dust particles don't have intelligence. Now do they? So it would have to be able to prove that it was a spirit. It would have to act in an intelligent manner. It would have to act in accordance with questions that you ask. Like when I tell spirits and I give them permission to manifest in front of me and any company that's there with me, but I warn my company before I let them do that, before I announce that to the spirits. You have my permission to manifest in any way you see fit to this person. All I ask is don't startle us, don't scare us, don't make us jump, or anything like that. Make your presence known, but doing it in a gentle way, like a little Elizabeth did, which I greatly appreciated because she was really nice and she just poked her head around and then poked it back as if to go, hi, can I come in? Is it okay? I'll wait. I'll wait until you say. And then she did. She waited until I said, oh, I'm sorry, honey, because we got caught up in talking and stuff. I said, I'm sorry, honey, come on in. You're absolutely welcome to be here. Because I remember the episode I watched where little Elizabeth hung out in that bathroom. That was her place. I don't know if that was where she died or if that was just simply a place she felt safe. Kind of like, some kids, they feel safer in a closet. And I mean, Alicia went through this whole thing where she literally had her bed for a long time. Through her childhood, she would have her bed in the closet. I mean, she would lay down some blankets and, I don't know. It's some kid thing that I've never fully understood. I try to think back, did I do that when I was a kid? Was I infatuated with closets? I honestly don't remember because that was 50 some odd years ago. But it's if a place makes you feel safe, whether it's a closet or a kitchen or even a corner of a certain room, and you're a spirit and you're a little kid and you're scared, then absolutely make that your little special safe place. Because think about like whatever year it was that beautiful little thing was alive. That is not now. This is 2021. And 2022. See, I'm still having trouble transitioning to the fact that it's 2022 now. It's a whole new world. It's a whole new ball game, a whole new way of dress. You can openly be a witch and walk down the street with your jewelry on and your witch garb, and nobody will say one word to you. Some of them, they can be rude. Some of them will be nice, and some might come up to you and go, "Will you teach? Would you teach me?" Sure. What would you like to know? And then if it's something I know something about, then yes, I will absolutely do my best. So look for that series. I don't know like how soon into the future, honey, because something like that, again, I should be able to do without any issue here in my home, right? But with a jerk like Chris, Mr. Minimalist, that I want to strangle, I feel like he would just make fun of it. He would cut it down and it would disturb him. It's like, well, then put your damn headphones on. That's what the hell they're for. Let me do my fucking work. I don't want to have that kind of attitude when I'm trying to teach, especially if it's a young person, like a teenager, for instance. I don't want to be in a negative attitude because then they'll be like, oh, this is the good stuff. She's going to teach us black magic. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. If you're looking for black magic, you might look up one of the Satanists on YouTube. I am not that person. I will never teach you anything wrong, bad, or evil. I will teach you how to differentiate between the two. What's good, what's bad, what I would avoid, what it might be okay. But I will not teach dark shit. I won't even do it. The only time I've done a dark spell, and I shared that with you girls, one time I hexed a person. And I had a doll that was made in another country or however the heck it was. The doll was probably that big. It was made of plaster. It was dressed in a typical, like a certain type of an outfit that meant it was for dark magic only. And I used it on a girl named Chris. And I won't give a last name because, again, it's that permission thing. But this is somebody from my past. She was into the craft as well. And she had done something, I forget exactly what it was, that finally made me snap and turn against her. And what's worse is she was a Capricorn like me. So usually when Capricorns meet, we instantly bond. I don't know why. I'm not saying it isn't that same way with Pisces or any of the other signs. That you tend to gravitate a lot of times towards signs that is the same as you. Doesn't mean that you don't love your other friends that aren't Pisces, but you have like a connection is hard to describe unless you're that particular sign. And with me, it's Capricorn. Every time I meet a Capricorn, I'm like, oh, wow. And it's like I imagine this freaking mountain that's got all these goats on it. Where am I? Which one am I? Because it just, we always find each other. It's weird. And if I find out at some point in the future that Shay is a Capricorn, I'll probably fall over. That's, one of Holly's guys, Shay. He's the very obvious witch. I love his nails. He had his nails long and had them painted black during that live stream that I watched. That as I watched it, I was like, oh my God, this is the one that I was in. I actually saw this live stream. I did it while it was live. And every time she brought up Janet, she was talking about me. I could tell by the responses that she read that I had written. Like they did this poll on, do you think it's stronger, you're going to have stronger paranormal activity during Halloween than any other time? And I said no. But then I think I ended up changing my answer to yes for some reason or another. But anyway, it's like the veil between the worlds. There's two significant times that I'm aware of. Christmas Eve at midnight and Halloween at midnight is when the veil is thinnest between the worlds, between the world of spirit anyway, and this world, the earth realm. So yes, you can bring through ancestors, you can bring through lost friends, you can bring through celebrities. I have a host of celebrities that are part of my spirit family because I've got all their vessels. They found me. They obviously wanted me, or they would have never, I wouldn't have them. I wouldn't have their vessels. Still haven't found Michael's. And I feel really bad, but see, this is one of the major drawbacks of being a Phoenix, is you will go through periods of chaos that just never seems to end. But then you will have periods of calm. Like right now is probably the calmest, the most peaceful I've been in a while because Chris is not here and it's my apartment again. Just mine. Not his, mine. But I will let you know. I will definitely keep you posted on when I'm going to try and construct that series, because I'm going to have to sit down and really think like a teacher on a whole new level. I can't even remember back to how I taught my kids in Marysville. Not just my biologicals, but my surrogate kids that came along that were after Michael was taken away and that whole thing. They became my kids, and I tried to guide them well. I tried to guide them positively. I can only hope that at least as many of them as humanly possible straightened up and flew right, found their own path, But yeah, it's a lot to think about. It's a whole different mindset, because as you do it, the more you do it, and the more powerful you get, and the more knowledgeable and the more wise you get, the more responsibility that is placed on your shoulders. Because if you teach a spell to somebody and it backfires, it ain't gonna just backfire on them now, is it? It's gonna backfire on the person that taught them the spell. So you got to be careful of that too. What are the repercussions of doing this spell? Is it a good spell? If it's a good spell, okay, no problems, no worries. But say this person's a stranger and they come to me for a spell, and I tell them how to do it. I write it down for them, or I even cast it myself. They pay me a certain amount of money or whatever, which I'm a little reluctant about charging money still, because I don't want it to rule and run me. And then I'm the bad guy, the very person that I vowed I would never become, I become, and I would just stop doing it altogether. Because as far as like teaching that is, I wouldn't do it anymore. It's like, nope, because that went horribly wrong. I don't want the responsibility, because it could backfire on me. I'm not saying that with the ones that are genuine, like yourself, I don't see any potential backfires. But at the same time, like I said, I don't know how many of those books you can access. But definitely shop online, see if you can find you some books. And if you want to get a copy of Wicca, the Solitary Practitioner Guide, then you absolutely should, because that's one of the first ones I started out with. Then there's Modern Witches Spell Book 1 and 2. I can type those out if you want, so that way you don't have to worry about me saying it too fast. So you can, I can try to write some of the author names. Okay, the first one is Wicca Solitaire Practitioner, I think is how it goes. I'll put a new different spelling on here. Who does Wicca Solitary Practitioner? Scott Cunningham. And I think Chris just got back. I don't know. Crap. He did. Okay, so I believe it's Wicca the Solitary Practitioner Guide by Scott Cunningham. So there's one for you. That way you can write them down at your leisure, hon. Modern Witches Spell Book 1 and 2 by Dorothy Morrison. Okay. There's at least 2, sweetie. There's 2 that I myself have used that you can use to help you get 3. Sorry, that you can help get yourself started. Just read them. If you want me to do a live stream while you're getting ready to cast your first spell, so you can kind of explain to me through the chat what it says, or you just do it. And you want me there, you want me live streaming, so I can try to walk you through it or something, that's fine, if you want to do that. But if you want to just have me live streaming and do it, and either way, just so you feel more confident, because I'm kind of here with you, or there with you. He's just now getting out of the car. Or no, I think it's the back door he's opened on the car. So you're welcome, honey. I hope you can find those easy for a good price, not have to pay a bunch of money for them, because I have no idea if you're going to have to go, U.S. currency. Probably not. But I just don't want you to spend a whole lot on them. You know, how much they were when I bought them, I don't even remember. But if you don't mind hanging on here for a minute, I have a feeling he's bringing in a bunch of stuff. So I need to go down and help him bring groceries up. But I'll keep the live stream going, okay? That's him, I bet you. Yes, you need my help to come down and bring groceries up, yes? Okay, on my way. Bye. Yep, see, damn, did I call it or what? Okay, so let me go help bring up the groceries and make sure I set this thing somewhere that the cats don't end up knocking it in the floor. And at least you have the pretty music to listen to. It'll hopefully help you feel better. Ow! Let me go fill up my ice tray, Brooke.
Some breakfast sandwiches and some breakfast burritos. pizza for tonight. Good pizza. Whatever that was called.
Right. That we can't even conceive as pizza.
Huh?
That we can't even conceive as pizza, really. But, you know,
Flavored cardboard.
I guess he meant well. But, you know, sometimes these, especially if you don't know how the pan's going to work or anything, you don't, no guarantee that it's going to turn out. Yeah, so start with those, honey. You know, just start out small. And, you know, let me know. I mean, any questions you have about anything in there, you can, I'll do a future. See, this is one of the metal ones I was telling you about. It says Dove chocolate right there. See, this is what he does.
You still got $445.
Oh, yay, I'm rich. Give me my card, punk.
You excuse me, I got groceries put away and breath to catch.
Yeah. Yep. So I still have 400 and some. That's good, you know, because we haven't really been able to shop much here lately because things just keep getting so busy on us.
When we're here, we grab quick stuff.
Bring me Boo for a minute. She said she was earlier in the live stream. She said she was missing her boyfriend. So either you holding him or something, just so she can see him. There's your boyfriend.
My baby.
Hey, Boo. Hello, baby.
I don't want any help.
There you go. See, at least you got to see him a little bit. He wasn't happy with Daddy coming and picking him up, and then Mommy was holding him too. He's like, let me go. Oh. She's like, hi, Papa.
I got the bacon, egg, and cheese croissant, and then the sausage, egg, and cheese croissant.
Okay. Yay, he got us breakfast sandwiches. I'm going to have a heart attack. Oh, my God, he got us breakfast sandwiches. I'm just being silly. My Boo baby. Boo baby. He's over there back on his chair shaking his head like, what? You people are silly. Silly humans. Tricks are for kids. Sorry, Boo. Your girlfriend wanted to see you, and that's the only way she can see you now. Kalika, leave him alone. Don't even act like you're going to jump up there and bother him, please. So, anyway. I don't know. I don't even know what. I imagine Holly and them's probably pretty busy right now with the new, stuff that they've been, the new avenue that has opened up for them that they can do their investigating, and stuff. And they only needed like 50 followers or something or another. So, I hope that they're enjoying those and, they're being productive and, getting a lot of it going, but I don't know how much of it, if any, they'll put on YouTube. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, I do see, this is the thing, and this is why I need my little room. I need my little space to myself that I can go to when I want to brainstorm about all these ideas and how to make them work and, how to have better content on the channel and stuff. That would be fun. That would be fun to do. Excuse me, and would inspire and motivate me to do more, possibly, until it gets down to where I can actually have the kind of finances and a group of people, willing people, friends that'll be like, we'll do paranormal investigations with you. Just let us know when and where. And, if we have any recording devices or anything we can contribute and use during the investigation, we will. But I always like to name my stuffed animals when I get them. So help me pick a good name for this one, because she's kind of like sherbet colors. She's got pink eyes. You can't see it unless, I don't even know if you'd be able to see it if I put it, probably look creepy close to the camera, but you know how they do the glitter look around the outside of their eyes, what's supposed to be their irises or whatever? Hers is a real pretty pink. She's got this pretty, prism but white kind of look. And she's a Pegasus. So see, there's her wings. And this is what I was trying to do. I was trying to see if they would fold down, but they don't. They just pop right back up that way. Don't really want to name her something like Sherberta because I already have another one that I named that's also sherbet colors and also a unicorn. Shit. But she's not a Pegasus. What?
You got the breakfast stuff. Didn't think. We don't have a fucking microwave.
Oh, Lord. And I don't know, there's not probably a way that we can do it. Well, yeah, that does pose a problem. He just realized, and so did I, that he got us all these breakfast sandwiches that you need a microwave to cook.
You might be able to do it.
Yeah, we'll probably have to, babe, because that's the only other thing we have left. Thank God we have one if they haven't destroyed it already. So, what would be... How about Gabriella? Gabriella. You like that? Gabriella. That's pretty. Kind of like Cinderella. I could say Gabriella. Gabriella. That one's prettier. I like that. So you are officially Gabriella now. And I can put her up here where we can both see her and enjoy her. Because he's back, so I don't have to look out the window and see when he's back. Okay. Uh-oh. So yeah, we do have a toaster oven, and that's probably what we'll have to use. We don't really have much choice. So we can still do our breakfast stuff. We just got to figure out, me especially, I got to figure out what settings, to put it on when I'm doing a breakfast sandwich as opposed to a burrito and, stuff like that. So. So, anyway, yes, hopefully here soon. I will finally, because I'll have to do it in a quiet place where I can, have a room to myself and not be restricted to, I can only have an hour in a room. Like if I go to the library, I could probably sit any number of other places or tables in the vicinity, of the private rooms or what I call the glass rooms, because the doors are glass. But because people aren't gonna, who's gonna come up and say anything? They're usually pretty good about not disturbing somebody when they're obviously in the middle of something important, So I'll see if I can find like a study section, because they used to have this one room, if it's still there and still available for that reason. Hopefully it is. It's like a study room anyway. Or I really wish they would open my green room again, because man, I loved that green room. The energy there was so nice, and it was deathly quiet. The only noise you heard was maybe somebody coughing, like or clearing their throat when they needed, or tapping away and typing on their keyboards. It was so nice. And and then you could still hear the noise going on outside of the other part of the library, but you're supposed to shh when you're in a library. But how many people actually follow that? I'm going to go ahead and remove this now, because you've already seen it. So just to keep, because anyway, so quiet place that I can go, that I won't be disturbed, so I can really get myself into like study mode or research mode, or whatever. But yeah, this is what becomes, and these are truffle hearts, milk chocolate truffle hearts. This is what becomes my Valentine's. Like he'll get me so many of these, and this is like the second box that's actually heart shaped. But these are a different type of chocolates than the Russell Stovers. And he does the chocolate covered cherries, the Queen Anne chocolate covered cherries, because we both like those. And I've got 5 of them in my last heart there that he got for me. So when those are all eaten up, I will probably go ahead and take the tray out, wipe it out, with a damp cloth, and use it for, I don't know, I could use it for a spell box. I could use it to put small bits and bubbles in, just to get them off my table, so that I've got plenty of space to, have my computer sitting up here and not worry about any, stuff getting knocked off, or stuff being in the way, or Gabriella. I like that. Gabriella.
Hey.
The girls are picking on Boo again, so Daddy had to get after them. Yeah, Kalika. Hey, Boo-Boo. You could always come in here, buddy. Get on the couch, and they wouldn't bother you as much. He almost never listens to me when I say that. But, trying to think of anything else interesting to talk about. Just talk, like we do. And so whenever I am over at Mom's, then I will try to work out some kind of schedule with her, so that when I go up to my attic to do some work, they know not to disturb me. And I already told Jim about the red X that I would put on a piece of notebook paper and put it on the door, and that they would know, if they see the red X, don't bother me. I'll come down when I'm ready, or I'm doing research, or I'm doing work, or I need to study, or I need to think, or whatever. I just need to be quiet for a little bit, and I need to look at different toys that I have around here that is something small that I can sneak in a bag and Mom won't even know the difference. just to give my little spirit girls, Elizabeth and John and Johnny, John, Benet. I don't know if she would be okay with me calling her Johnny or Joan. I mean, because Joan's not her name. But, and the other little girl that I'll just call Sarah because I don't like the other name that I was using. Another one, I don't remember the name of the author, but if I'll type it in for you. As far as magic books, is another one that I, really had a lot of fun with. That might give you some stuff to kind of play around with. It's called Charms, Spells, and Formulas. So if you can just punch in occult books, witchcraft books, and punch in charms, spells, and formulas, it should bring it up. And if I could get to it easily, I would even show you the front of my copy. So when you see it, you'll know, okay, that's it. That's the one. Charms, Spells, and Formulas is good, I think, for a beginner because it gives you a couple of different magical avenues to explore. Like the charms can be a certain object, kind of like how Michael did with your ring, that you can bespell, you can empower, you can, whatever you want it to function as. You can use it as a vessel, you can use it as a connecting piece to you and your loved ones. But charm, spells, and formulas I really enjoyed because the formulas will give you I think there's actual recipes for like different types of oils and things in that book. And of course the spells. I think charm, spells, and formulas is the one that has the puppet spells in it. That's the avenue that they explore as far as spells. A lot of them anyway. I'm not saying every spell in there is a puppet, but I know at least some of them are from when I used it before. Now, of course, the Wicca Solitary Practitioner Guide, another easy way to spot it is the cover's going to be green and black. It'll say Wicca really big on it. Well, you've seen my book when you were here. It says Wicca really big on it, the Solitary Practitioner Guide, or something like that. Scott Cunningham, which that author is long gone. Bless him. Part of his legacy is a book that I absolutely enjoy and I've had a lot of good results with. And like I said, it gives you a couple of different magical avenues to explore and some easy stuff to start out with. It's always baby steps. Don't try to do a big elaborate spell on something unless you have the experience, which means you have to have the knowledge and the wisdom and the patience and all that. And you have to have the right energy level to do it. You have to have the right mindset. Because if you're doing a love spell and you're, something happens that puts you in a bad mood, don't do it. Don't do it because it will backfire. Like you might find, or whoever's doing it, you're doing it for, they might find somebody, but then it could just go horribly wrong. And I wouldn't want the responsibility, if it does, of going wrong. So just, be careful. I trust in you. I have faith in you. I know you got this. Just, a lot of it is, like I've always said, it's the power of your belief. You have to believe strongly enough in yourself that you can do this, or don't start thinking things like, I don't know if I'm doing this spell right. But if you're afraid that it's going to backfire, then call me up, text me or whatever, and say, Mom, help me. I want to make sure I'm doing this right. And then tell me what you're doing. And then I'll be like, okay, yeah, you might want to add this, or you might want to kind of word it this way, so that you're going to have a better result. But, I'm here anytime, you need questions like that answered. I just can't always promise that I'm going to be able to do it through a live stream, but you can always do a comment on one of my recent videos and we can kind of talk back and forth that way. Like you shoot me a comment, I'll read it, and then I'll do a comment, somehow get a comment back to you, or I'll write something down, do some type of notes, and then bring it up during the next live stream, or something, because I don't think you have your own YouTube channel. So the only way that we would be able to do comments back and forth is if you had a channel as well. We'll see. There you go. I'm here. I mean, I try to answer if I can, but if it's something I can't answer, then I'll just ask the spirits to help you find a way, or find a person that can help you understand it, that, you'll be like, oh, okay. And then you'll know that you're doing okay. I mean, you've seen me do spells on the fly, where I would just say a brief amount of words before we even, like, I think I did one time when we was going over to Mom's. I think I did, like, let everything run smoothly, let everything, all go well. Hopefully Carl finally made it back down there to Kentucky and made it back home, because I know that he was spending the night last night again at Mom's, because the weather was still too bad, but he only had the last 2 items that he said him and Jim were going to the old place for, and that once they got those out, that the rest was just whatever was going to happen was going to happen. I still wish I could get over there and get into that gun cabinet without destroying it, just to at least take the gun that I wanted, that I still feel like was mine, and I was not able to get it. My grandfather was not able to give it to me, and Carl ended up buying it from him, and well, Grandpa McGee's dead now, so I know Carl, and he would probably, 9 times out of 10, he would expect me to buy it from him. And Mom said he gave Grandpa like $150 for it. He's never going to use it. He's never going to shoot it. It would just probably continue staying in there and collecting dust. So whatever he did end up losing in the end, I just hope that he learned. If you're going to live your life in a conflictory sort of way with the people that you're trying to live with in the same household with, then you're gonna have karma. You're gonna have something that's gonna happen, some major event like this was for, Mom and everything having to be rushed over there and moved in and all this, in the middle of winter. And it's like, I couldn't even tell you on any kind of percentage scale how much of their lives they spent arguing with each other, fighting with each other, hurting each other, hating each other, belittling, cutting down, criticizing, judging, cussing out, whatever, talking about behind their backs, as opposed to trying to live there in harmony and try to find a way that it would work. And not everybody was willing, because if even one person's not willing, it's not going to work. That one person, in this case, being my mom. Because narcissists run in my family. And it's not an easy thing to live with. And because there are so many narcissists in the family, I would not be a bit surprised if my dark side is exactly that, narcissistic. And that's why it's always a struggle for me to maintain any kind of balance, because I don't want one side being totally in control without the balance. Just trying to, let's see. Oh, no. That would probably be safer to type. Yeah, it was sad. I mean, but I love my mom. I do. And I hate to look at things in that way, but it's true. It's like, they're, I wish they would learn to be more loving towards each other. And apparently Mom did for 2 days, because she let Carl stay. She let him come over to the new place. And when they first got it, she's like, I don't even want Carl to know where we're moving, kind of was her attitude. But she ended up letting him spend Sunday night, Monday night. So even if it was brief, and, now that he's got the last of his stuff, once he goes down to Kentucky, I don't know how long it might be before he even thinks about coming back this way. Unless Mom would be able to commit to, he would always be able to stay there. And everybody would be okay with it. And he could just sleep on the couch, because that's what he did. When I spent that one night there, I was on a mattress in my own room. Upstairs, he was on the couch. But he did fine. He seemed to sleep okay, I guess. A lot better than I did that night. Uh-oh. I think I ran out of juice. We have pop now. Oh, my God. Yeah. Yeah, I was really happy that night. Sunday night when, and Mom, she had already predicted it was going to happen. She's like, watch, because when one of the times Jim went over to get Carl that night, it may have been like the last load of the night, I can't remember. But when Jim went to help Carl, Mom said, watch, he's going to come back here with Carl. Because that's when that bad weather hit us. Yeah, and that, he got to do what he wanted to do, as far as he wanted to come and see Mom and see everybody, before he went back, because he probably reasoned, I'm sure, that once I go down, I'm probably not going to be back for a while. Knowing my brother, most likely, he probably won't even remotely think about coming to visit until sometime in the spring. When it's not frigid cold, snow and ice all over that you got to fight with and drive over 4 hours just to get to us. And I'm hoping to, that at least in part, some of the magic that I have put in place is finally manifesting. I just wish they would learn to get along. I wish they could put aside the hate and the miscommunications, the misunderstandings, the bad ways of handling things, and strive to try and do things a more loving way, a kinder way. Because if you don't have family, you don't have nothing. Yeah, because we don't know how long we're all still, how much longer we're going to be here on this earth and everything. So why spend that time being full of bitterness and anger and hatred and misunderstandings towards each other? So yeah, it is. It's a work in progress, I guess, is a good way to look at it. Without getting too negative, or I don't want to start sitting here frowning and maybe even to the point of tears, because that ain't going to do either of us any good. But anyway, trying to think of what to go in there. And actually, I want to go in there and fix something hot, for myself. So, because the cold pasta, yeah, it kind of did its thing for the most part, but I haven't even taken my daytime meds yet. I still need to do that. And if I'm going to do that, I would rather have more food in my tummy before I do that. So, there's my daytime meds. I'm going to go get me a pop because one bottle of the sparkling juice is not so bad, but you go past, like if I was to open the second bottle and start drinking it, it is still fruit juice, so I don't want it to make me, start running to the bathroom because it's going right through me. Meow. Hey, boo-boo. Junkie! Junkie! I know that sound. Yes, Daddy's getting you some milk, silly bud. I decided before I get to eating something hot that I would have me some of my cold cereal that I've been wanting for a couple days now. It's getting dark enough, I think. Hope this doesn't whitewash me. Okay, good. I had to move the position of my unicorn lamp. I'm trying to pour this slow because I don't want it fizzying all over me. Okay, Good. My berry cereal. Like, yeah, before I go doing anything hot, I want my cereal. Okay. Good. So what all do you need? Okay. Sorry, itching from the material. It's kind of scratchy, like I said, and pokey. And it was going through my nightgown and making me itch. Okay, so so we need 700 plus what it took to get you here, which I think you said was like somewhere in the 600 bracket or something like that, U.S. currency. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like that's roughly about 1,300 or thereabouts, I think, for just those two elements. It tastes sweeter. Yeah. That's weird. Because this time, the milk, anyway. More the milk, I think, than the cereal, but it tasted sweeter this time than normally it does. Maybe that was part of the COVID stuff, too. You know, it can, not that I have it, because I don't think it is the case. The taste buds, how different things can affect the taste buds. And I don't know if the vaccine shots, I mean, for all I know, they could cause the taste buds to kind of not be up to par, you know. But, so yeah, I have that nice alarming idea of, from Chelsea, make sure you get the booster shot because otherwise, you know, your immune system could be compromised. Because she seemed to be pretty convinced that getting the vaccines compromise your immune system, they destroy it. But again, I don't know where she's getting this information, so I can't really say if that's the case or not. I'm not calling Chelsea a liar by no means, but I'm just saying, can you really trust the information and its source? The Coke is going to taste different because I just poured it over top of any of the remnants of the red grape. So, yeah, that's going to be a slightly different taste, but it's not bad. It doesn't like make the Coke taste horrible or anything like that. You go out. But the drawback with the straw is, one, the stuff ain't going to stay cold as long. And two, that means I have to leave it open and the roaches could crawl right in. So I'm going to have to be extra careful about when I sit it down, you know, make sure I keep an eye on it and make sure I don't catch any of the little critters trying to get in my bottle. And then I'm drinking roaches. No thanks, rather not. Yeah, she didn't really say where she got the information. But Um, so I'm going to take it with a grain of salt, really. But I will definitely. Sophie Randall. Hello, Sophie. Va Rent. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know a Sophie. I don't know if she stumbled across this channel or not. Sophie, forgive me if you are subscribed. Va Rent. Yeah, because I don't know. That's weird. I don't know. I don't know if she's looking for a rental thing. So forgive me, Sophie, but unless you're a sub, unless you've subscribed to my channel, you're really not supposed to be on here right now. So I'm not taking any chances. So I just booted her out myself because I got this set on subs only. So a non-subscriber to my channel should not be able to get on here right now, in my opinion. And so I'm not chancing it. I just went ahead and I removed her. I don't know. We'll see, Sophie, forgive me and my caution, but unless you really truly have subscribed to my channel and you can prove that you've subscribed to my channel, I don't want trolls here. Yeah. Let's see. Report, put user in timeout, hide user, add moderator. Because it's got the pin message thing. It doesn't have, all I did was I deleted her message. But I don't think that necessarily deleted her. But, Va Rent, I'm like, what do you exactly, what do you mean Va Rent? What language were you speaking? Because if it's not a language that me or my daughter understand, then we're not going to be able to help you. Two, rent what? You want to rent my channel? I don't think so. It's like, what do you mean Va Rent? Does not compute, so we'll see. Sophie, if you're still on here, no, see, it only says one. So it's like, I'm sorry, but I don't know how a non-sub could get on this channel, because I would like to think that non-subs cannot get on this channel if I have the subscribers only little thing clicked, and check marked or whatever. And I always do. 9 times out of 10 I do. Because remember, I think you were the one on here. It was either you or Holly. I don't remember, but there was a couple of people that came on. Oh, I know. It was when you did when you said, don't do just subscribers, do the, anyone can view it. And there was these two people. They seemed to be speaking the same language. Okay, they were speaking the same language. We couldn't understand it. And, so I just ended up, I don't know if I removed them or if I ended the live stream at that point. I don't remember. So, Sophie, no offense, but I don't understand Va Rent. It's just weird. We had a couple come on when we were at grandma's. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And they didn't really say anything though, right? Because I remember we were sitting there, we were talking and everything, and they didn't say anything. So I don't know if they didn't say anything because they wasn't responded to or what. Because I tried to respond to them. Okay, where are you at? There you are. I gotta fix another one of my necklaces here because the back, the fastener part, I try to keep in the back. Oh crap. Now that one's done spun itself around. Come on, stop that. I hate that. So yeah, hopefully that person won't come back because it's like, I'm sorry, this is a subscribers only. What are you doing in my channel? Because you have to be careful because you don't know, there could be people out there trying to cause trouble and trying to like hack your system or something. They better not. I feel like my system's being hacked. Not only am I going to end the live stream like immediately, and I'll tell you if I'm about to do that, but I would have Kristen here and I'd be like, could you explain this to me? Could you get this person off of here and get them to, see who's hacking the system? Because only English is spoken here, people, not rent, whatever that's supposed to mean. No, there's nothing for rent here, lady. I can't, I don't know how to help you here. Ugh. There's something icky in my chapstick. But yeah, I do stand by, I don't think, you're going to get better spirit activity if you do paranormal investigations during Halloween. A lot of what is going to determine what kind of activity you're going to get is location, history of the place. Is the history knowable? Can you access it? If not, you're walking into what could potentially be something very dangerous. Don't play with fire, is kind of one of those sayings, like don't play with fire because you could get burned. So I don't know who this Sophie person is. That's odd. But, I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that at all. I'm a very gentle person, but I'm also a Capricorn and I'm very cautious. If I don't know you and you're popping on my channel, you either speak English that I can understand clearly, type English that I can understand clearly, or I'm gonna boot you because I'm not gonna. How do I know if you're not a troll, meaning a bad person that's gonna come in here and just give us all kinds of grief when we're just trying to have a conversation here? Weird stuff. All I know. But anyway, been on here a little over 3 hours, and I guess I'm gonna go ahead and go for now, hun. I hope that's okay. I will definitely try to live stream, again tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. It's like they wouldn't last long, because if they start coming in here talking smack, then I'd be like, go ahead, Brooke, boot them. Boot them, get them out of here. We don't need this crap. But, love you, sweetie. I will hopefully be able to get on here and do another one tomorrow. But if I do, I'll try to do it down at Maria's, just one, so I can go down there, spend time with her. to, so I'm not doing so many up here and bugging him. So love you. I'd kissy like I usually do, but I don't want to hit my cold sore. So see you later. Blessed be, hun. Get better. I'll keep sending you healing, okay?